Hello, everyone. It's me, Andrew. Hopefully, you all are doing well out there. It's Wednesday. How is it Wednesday? What happened to Monday and Tuesday? It's been a blur, y'all. Let me just tell you. It's been a blur the past couple days. We've been busy, busy, busy. I've been spending some super late nights in the studio working. Of course, whenever I go online and have to show my face, I instantly have to sneeze. I don't know what that's about, but you can see my eyes are getting all watery as I'm trying to hold back the thunder striking. So yeah, we've been super busy getting things ready. Trying to figure out some logistics for Handmade Arcade, which is coming up December 6th and 7th. If you're in the Pittsburgh area or will be around there, let us know and we'll hopefully we'll see you at the show there. That's Handmade Arcade. The preview night is the 6th. That's a good night if you kind of want space. Saturday is a little bit more hectic. So if you don't like big crowds, I would recommend coming in on Friday night. And you'll be a little bit, have a little bit more space. I see Suzanne is watching. Hello, Suzanne. Lennis is watching. Hi, Lennis. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's like running up and down the stairs really fast trying to get ready. But I always have to sneeze right as I'm about to go on. So that's always I don't know what that's about. Maybe it's a psychosomatic thing where I'm like, oh no, I have to be in front of people. Let's sneeze at them. Anyways, so we've been super busy getting ready for that. William was at the cottage today doing some packing and shipping. I believe our friend Cindy from Instagram, which we're on Instagram right now, she was helping out at the cottage today. So hopefully she had a good time. I unfortunately didn't get to come to the cottage today to hang out because I had stayed up way, way, way too late. And I needed to get some rest at some point. Anyways, hopefully you all are doing well out there. If you're watching, please say hello. The past couple nights were pretty late nights. We were doing Total Requests live, so that's always a good time. It does take a lot of energy to do those, and a lot of like organizing, sorting, and pricing on the fly, which is always interesting to do. But yeah, we had a good time. Hopefully, you all had a good time and found some unique treasures from around the studios, and you got some of the things that you requested, which is the whole point of that. And I like them. I think they're fun. I see our friend Charlie's watching over on Instagram. Howdy, Charlie. Yeah, so what else have we been doing? I've been getting ready for some different shows that I'm in. I'm going to be in a show that is it's up right now. It's at Bottleworks in Johnstown, and the opening reception is tomorrow. So tomorrow evening, I believe from 6 to 8, there's an opening reception. So if you're in the Johnstown area, stop by and say hello. I don't know yet if I'm going. And the main reason why I don't know if I'm going or not is because the weather tomorrow, I keep getting notifications on my phone that it's supposed to be like super terrible. And yeah, so I don't know if that's going to happen or not tonight or tomorrow night, but I'm going to try to make it if I can. If I do get to go, I'm going to try to do a live or something, or at least take some pictures and share with y'all. It's a real honor to be able to show my work. I haven't shown my work this much in a very long time. So it is super nice to be able to share my work with a wider audience. Because usually the past decade or so, I haven't really shown a terrible much. And then after the pandemic, I started showing more regularly. So it's been real nice to be able to do that because I wasn't doing that before. Our neighbor Susie is watching. Hey, Susie. Oh boy. So it's a busy time, of course, getting everything ready. I have a bunch of different projects that are in the works, and I've been trying to keep on top of those. I'm not yet allowed to talk about them, but hopefully soon. One of them is I'm on a planning committee for a retreat for well, one is the BIPOC retreat, which y'all know about. We're working on the details of that. And then there's another kind of metalsmith slash blacksmith retreat that I'm also working on. And that's going to happen in the spring. So it's going to be a busiest time. You know, I don't, I tried for years, I tried not to get any deadlines in my life. And now I'm like, well, I'm going to be on here, here, here. Oh boy. But all good things, so I can't complain. How are y'all doing? What are y'all doing out there? Anna's watching. Hey, Anna. I think my counts are off because I know there are more people watching than it says on here because people are saying hello and stuff and talking, and it only shows that like 4 people are watching. So I'm like, I can do simple math, and simple math says there's more people than that. Okay, so the other thing that we've been working on is we're continuing to organize the studios. So we're working on the office here. I've been tidying up and cleaning up and organizing here. That you can actually see the floor, which is pretty exciting. There is some stuff that I do. We'll need a truck to move some stuff around because the stuff won't fit in the minivan. And our neighbor Beth is watching. Howdy, Beth. Anna says, my YouTube says 3, now 4. Anna says, I don't know how you do it with multiple studio locations. We run it through StreamYard, and StreamYard kind of coalesces everything into one place, except for Instagram, which is why I'm always constantly looking off to the side here. Charlie on Instagram says, I'm cooking a green bean casserole. Oh, that sounds good. Oh, Charlie, I have to respond to a message that you sent me. I'm not necessarily going to be in Johnstown on Sunday, but if you want to stop by the cottage on Sunday, I'll be at the cottage on Sunday, but I'm not necessarily going to be at the Johnstown location because all my stuff is at the cottage. So whenever I go and I take stuff to work on at the Johnstown store, I have to kind of I have to bring a bunch of stuff. So maybe I'll try to set up a little studio situation over at the shop. I kind of want to go to the shop this weekend and get and decorate for the holidays because we haven't decorated the new shop for the holidays yet, and I'm kind of excited about it. Hopefully the weather is good. It's supposed to get kind of nasty here tomorrow, so I don't know if that's going to be ideal or not. Charlie says, okay, that sounds fun as well. Let me know what times are good. My fingers are crossed for good weather. Yes, fingers crossed for good weather. And I'm pretty easy. I'll be there forever. We're in the hustle crunch time. So that means I'm pretty much, if I'm not working at the studio, at Star Cottage Studio, I'm working here. And so, yeah, I try to arrange it so that my time that I have to work here aligns with either like bathroom time or meal times or um, cozy time. But at the cottage, I have most of my equipment and stuff that I work on. So, yeah. All right. Our friend Susan is watching. Howdy, Susan. Anna says snowing there. Oh boy. It was storm, and this also could be contributing to why I'm all congested. But it was storming earlier here and raining. I'm supposed to go to Touchstone tomorrow, and they're calling for really bad weather, and I don't know. So I just have to kind of hope that the weather's okay. Um, Appa has our little car has 4-wheel drive, so that is good. However, um, one of the headlights went out just recently, so I don't really want to drive in the ice and snow if one of the headlights out. Usually, though, when the first time they call for like snow, it's like just a dusting. Of course, I don't know. It could be pretty wild outside already. I haven't gone outside this evening, so I don't know. How are y'all doing? Hopefully, y'all are doing well. Let me know what you're up to. Are you making anything? Are you cooking anything? Or what's happening? I know Charlie is making a green bean casserole. We made stir fry last night, so we're probably gonna have stir fry again tonight. Because I kind of do like it's not meal prep necessarily, but I make like a big pot, and then I don't have to cook. Susan says it's finally starting to be sweater weather here. It's windy and around 44 degrees. Yeah, so that's where we are now. All right, I'm gonna flip the camera around. I don't. Tonight we have some random lots planned, but I may jump into a tutorial just to get things going. William's so much better about kind of doing this like pre-talk, but me, I'm kind of I'm not the best at that. Cheryl says, howdy, working late and haven't had time to play with the AG parcel I received this week. Blizzard conditions of the morning for us. Oh no. Well, hopefully you stay safe. Vanessa's watching. Lena says, I just got distracted with the mailman. They came so late. Yeah, that's unusual. I got a package in the mail today, and I'm so glad it came today instead of tomorrow because today was a little bit warmer. And I got some painting mediums that I need, and I didn't want them to freeze. So it's good that it came today. So I'm going to flip this around, and you're going to see the ceiling for a second or two. Whoop. This stand is so kind of janky. It's actually pretty good, but and it's served us well for many years, so I can't talk smack. All right, let me raise this up a little bit. I always give myself not enough time, not enough room to work, and it's always kind of not ideal, y'all. Not ideal. If you didn't see, William has put some of the holiday ornaments that I made in an album on Facebook, which is good. So just sit around here, and then I was thinking maybe we could just hang out and make something real quick. And by real quick, I mean slow and methodical. So William is at a class tonight. we had a private class at the shop. So he's at the shop tonight working with them on some projects, which I think is really fun. And let's see. Susan says, we came home from grocery shopping and there was a cop in front of our home. Apparently, someone in the hood has been porch thieving, but nothing was taken from us. Oh, good. That's scary, though. Suzanne says, those are cute. Thanks. Susan says, snow is a 4-letter word. I agree. You know, though, as long as we have lived up here, it's not something that, I mean, I'm fine with it now, but it's not my favorite. I'm not going to lie. It's not my favorite. Yes. Oh, I thought it was ceramics class night. He's usually at ceramics class on Wednesdays, but tonight we had a private class, and we were supposed to have them last week, but then they had to move it to this week. So, yep. All right. I have these are some lucite, some vintage, well, actually vintage acrylic. And I have these little bead caps. I think those are so cute. Let me see if they fit. If they don't fit, then I'm not going to use them. I don't know. I think it's like gilding the lily almost. I'll think about it though. All right. So, oh, I got these cute little. This is from a kit that William had busted out the other night when we had our creative make along. Susan says, I like snow if we don't have to leave the house. If we do, then I'm not happy about it. Anna said, I'd rather have snow than rain and wind we had yesterday. So slippery when rain is freezing. I'm pretty much not a big winter person. Like I've gotten used to it, but it's not it's not my love language. Let me just tell you. Susan said, freezing rain and sleet are the worst. Yeah, those are not my favorite. Angela's here. Hello, Angela. Thank you for hanging out tonight. So what do y'all think of this? I have these too. I kind of like these. They're nice and lightweight. So in theory, I could do something with both, and it could be fine. Because sometimes it's nice to have, a little bit more of a presence. If I had these, they're pewter, but they'll make it a little bit more weighty. So I don't know. I have to think on that. Right. I made some polymer clay pendants last night. I don't know if y'all are interested in those, but if you are, then maybe I'll show those later. Is anybody interested in seeing the polymer that I worked on? Let me know. Let me see. I'll get the polymer that I worked on last night. And also I'll get a drink because I'm kind of thirsty. One moment, please. I'm back. Sorry it took so long. I almost tripped on Tallulah coming up the stairs. So that's fun. All right. I see a couple folks. They say they want to see the polymer. Oh, good. All right. So here's one of the pieces that I made. I made 6 of each of these. So, so these ones are, I made extras. So that way, I don't know, I like that. What do y'all think? I made this one. This is one of the polymer pieces I made. I also made this one, this dragon. I'm gonna put I think I'm gonna put a finish on this. Maybe we'll see. I also made some of these. These ones are a little bit larger, but I have some designs that are pretty big, and I kind of like that. Kind of like that vibe. So you know, and then I also have this one. So I made a couple different things of each. And then I made this one. This one's probably not coordinate with that, but I still like it. I got a request for more of my polymer clay pendants. And so instead of, at one point we did a total request live with the polymer clay, but that was really hard. So I just figured that I would just make a bunch and then I would have them extra if they didn't sell. So I'm kind of leaning towards this flavor. Or maybe even this one. Kind of digging this vibe. So these ones, that. Alright. Got these 4. These ones didn't make the cut. Sorry. They're like, why don't we make the cut? We're nice. So what do y'all like? What do you think I should make? This is number A. Anna says, I love the ones I got during the Polymer Total Request Live. Oh, good. I'm glad you like it. Um, I I was really happy with the way they turned out, and actually it got me in the mood to make more. So that's why it's something that I can do at home because I moved a bunch of my stuff over to the cottage. So um, when I'm working at night and stuff, it's not always convenient to go to the cottage in the middle of the night. So, so I have projects that I can do here at the house as well. So this is A, B, C, and D. Which one do you think I should work on? Vanessa says, I want a leaf. Well, I might, at the end of tonight's live, I might add these as lots. D, I got D is very seasonal, as Suzanne says. Vanessa says D. Lena says D. And Suzanne says, but they all are good. Okay. And this says, I like the dragon A with the red beads. Those do look good. But I do like the contrast of that. So let's see. So far, D's in the lead. So I think we're going to work with D tonight. I don't know. I'm kind of interested in the story. Oh, and I signed and dated these ones. Luna says, A is a very nice dragon. Thanks. I tried hard. I need to carve some more because I think I done forgot how to do it. But it's like anything, I guess. It's like riding a bike. Right. So maybe I'll use these. It'd be nice if I had some green kyanite here. That would be festive. And this is exactly the color opposite is always fun. Yeah, I think, when you have the contrast in color, sometimes that's fun. But this is kind of like an orangey red. It's more orange kind of color. So it's got kind of that kind of almost like a root beer ambery color. And then this isn't like a bluey green, it's more of a yellow green. And then I did some gold accents on these. And since these are fairly lightweight, then it's not going to be like super hard on wearing on the neck. And it says, I'd love to see your process when carving the polymer. Yeah, it's a little bit tricky because you have to do it in reverse. And you have to think about it in reverse. So, yeah, it is something that you have to practice, especially when you're doing text. For a while, I could do text in my sleep because it was backwards and you have to think backwards. Charlie says the dragons are cool and that moth is awesome. Thank you. And Charlie says, I like how B looks with those beads. Thanks. Yeah, I think they turned out pretty good. All right, so let me get some more stuff to work with because that's not going to do it. I need a little bit extra. William has this mixed out, this fun little mix. So I'll use that up. Guess we're working with plastic tonight. Most of these are, everything I keep grabbing is plastic, which I don't mind. I know sometimes folks are like, no, but I don't mind as long as you know what it is. Susie's watching. Hey, Susie. And it says, yes, the leaf is picking up the orange tones. So maybe a symmetrical design tonight. I for a long time I was known for my asymmetrical designs because when I started working for books and magazines, asymmetrical designs were not really that popular, believe it or not. And so, at least not published. So a lot of the stuff I did was very much asymmetrical. And so I kind of was known for that and that kind of design process of figuring out how to balance things out visually. Because if you think about it as like a composition, it's a little bit easier, I guess. I don't know. It's one of those things where when you think about like how do you move the eye around, what do you want to emphasize, and the textures you want to bring out, and certain things like that, it becomes less daunting. I know sometimes people think that asymmetrical designs are just higgledy-piggledy, but sometimes you have to consider them even more because you don't want it to look super lopsided. And so, it does take a certain kind of personality for that. Let's see, maybe we'll put, but the thing is like, I always go back to stringing. And no matter what I do, I always love stringing. And it's because there's something so kind of immediate to it and kind of satisfying. I don't know. I just really enjoy working uh, with stringing. It's one of my love languages for beadwork. Um, I started off as a stringer, so that's something that I naturally kind of gravitate towards. When I first started working in there, I started making designs for String magazine, and I got picked up pretty quickly um, in String magazine. And so I think that that was something that was really nice because it kind of gave me a direction. However, a lot of the stuff I did early on, we were encouraged to work with stuff that had a lot of materials in it and a lot of different materials because then and new stuff. So always like new stuff, cutting edge stuff that was just coming out or wasn't used in that way before. And the reason why is for advertising. So people like I would use like I used to get a lot of ear wires from Marty Brown. So I would get the niobium ear wires and use those. And then they would try to contact her and see if she wanted to place an ad, kind of like that thing. So I would, and sometimes like people would send me stuff and I would work with stuff that they sent me. So you just never know. I mean, it was one of those things where when I look at some of those early designs in the magazines, they look a little bit over the top for me. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but I do. Look at this. I found these little check glass leaves. Those are cute. They may be a little bit too yellow, but I'll set them out anyway, just so you can see them. But anyway, so when I look back at some of those designs, I kind of think that they're a little bit over the top, in some ways, but in other ways, I don't know. I think they're fun, and no matter what I do, I always come back to stringing. I always enjoy it. So it is something like Anna says. It can be meditative, and I agree. It is something that I definitely I go into the flow state and kind of zen out, and that's something that I enjoy for sure. All right, so I've got a couple different things. I have these cornflake pearls, and these are kind of cool. They do actually look like cornflake though, because of the color. So this is a fun mix. This is, we have luxury bead blends in the online store, and those, if you didn't know, we're having a sale in the online store right now. It's a secret sale. And so what that means is we didn't tell everybody. And it's kind of like a bonus for all of our people. Oh, look, some Esford crystals in this mix. There you go. There's a 25-cent bead. Oh, did I lose it? And it's kind of like a bonus for all. Oops. Let me mute this. So unfortunately, I accidentally hit a button on Instagram and made it go away. Oh no. What's happening now? Well, there we go. I think I may have exited out on Instagram. Oh, wow. Sorry, Charlie. I done hung up on you. Oh, wait. Are we still going? Oh, we're still going. Over there. All right. Well, we'll see how this goes. It says that Laura's watching over there, and Charlie's watching, and Anna is watching. So, yeah. Oops. I kind of am digging these tubes. I know some of y'all were looking for some tubes and stone. I couldn't find them, but they may be here. That's one of the other things about having multiple studio spaces. I kind of feel like I'm going a little bit crazy trying to find stuff, but that's fine. I have these. I love those little fire polish, and then these pearls. And it says you are okay on Instagram. Well, thank you. I there's like a back behind that you see on the Instagram page when you have it going, and I exited out on that on accident because I accidentally swiped too hard with my finger, I guess. And so I'm not in the back behind, but it's still running, so we're just gonna go with it and hope for the best. So I've got this, and I think these are some fun colors. And they're a little bit different than the focal, which is this. I made that. This a long time ago design. A little bit chunky, but that's all right. I do like these, but I don't know if I'm going to use them in my design. I'll put them off to the side for now. All right. So I think something that I might do to make this a little bit more interesting. I've got some gold colors going. Ooh, I like these. I heard something fall over there, but I don't know what that is. These are some slightly opalescent old check glass. All this like cream colors, kind of like slightly yellow cream colors. I don't know. I like them. We had these on the website, but I think they sold out. Anyways, I was saying that we have a sale going on in the online store, and it's kind of like a secret sale. And people are like, "What the heck is a secret sale?" And they're like, "Don't you want people to know about it?" And I guess yes, but also at the same time, it's also kind of like to see who's actually reading our newsletter and watching our lives. So not only is it a reward for y'all, but it's also for me. I get to see who's actually like participating with our content, because they do have like these analytics that you can check on, and you can see like who is looking at stuff. But I kind of feel like those, like as we talked about tonight, sometimes the numbers are off. So, it kind of gives us a little bit better of an understanding of who's actually watching and who is not. And I know that sales is not necessarily the best metric because not everybody's, takes advantage of the sales, but at the same time, it does give us a little bit of a bigger picture. All right, so let me see. I've got this kind of antique bronze colored wire. I kind of usually I don't I'm like, oh, this bronze wire is too yellow, and then I found that, and now I'm like, oh, it's too dark. So I guess I don't know. I'm just picky like that. Yeah. In theory, I have wire here somewhere. I also have tools. All right. So I've got some cutters. I've got some crimping pliers. Got some chain nose pliers. And let's see. If I can find some round nose pliers, that'd be good. Like I said, I moved a lot of this stuff to the cottage, so it's a little bit like what I got. And then trying to figure out what I got. It's kind of like Chopped. Do y'all remember that show? You're kind of, it's like a design challenge. They're like, you have this many things, you gotta use it. Alright, so I've got this copper metallic Softlex. I love the Softlex. And let's see what else we got. I have some copper wire, and I don't know if I'm going to use that or not, but I'll think about it. And if worst comes to worst, I can always just do it in a different metal if I want to switch things up a little bit later. Sandra's watching. Hey, Sandra. All right, so let's see. What am I gonna do with? I do want that copper wire. All right, so this is 22 gauge, and it's a little bit lighter than what I would ideally have wanted, but that's fine. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find something that I can use as a mandrel for this. And I think I'm gonna use maybe the top of this. Y'all seeing how the true jewelry making is. All right, so I've got this. And I'm gonna measure off visually about about 2 inches or so. Karen says, I am new to stringing, so I'm excited to watch a master. Well, we'll see how this goes because my demos lately have been a little bit higgledy-piggledy. So I've got this and I've wrapped this around the wire or the mandrel, which is the top of this room spray. And then I'm going to cut off maybe 6 inches or so. Extra. That ended up being 8 inches, y'all. And what I'm going to do is, in theory, I would have another set of pliers. Oh, I have another set. Oh, hallelujah. Oh, and there's round nose pliers. Oh, good. Goody goody gumdrops. All right. I'm going to hold this stationary like this. See how I did that? This is real loosey-goosey, but that's fine. All right. So I'm going to bend this straight up. See how that is? And then I'm going to gently wrap this around. Okay, so went in. And I do want this to be slightly tighter. I bet y'all can't see anything with that, how this got, because it's kind of got a distracting background here. But here we go. Set change. So see how I've got this? I need to get this tighter because it's too loose. And then I'm just going to wrap it around here. I don't want this to look too machined. I kind of want this to be kind of organic and kind of funky and a little bit organic. I don't want this to be like too perfect, which nothing I make is like too perfect. So we don't really have to worry about that. But yeah. So when I get down to the end here, see how this wire is sticking out? I'm going to go and I'm going to slightly turn that inward so that it faces in towards the coil. So it's going to coil into my wrap when I go to it. And there you go. And you can always kind of twist this around and it gets a little bit tighter. I would suggest not to twist too many times because it's like a bread tie. And the more you do it, sometimes it gets kind of weak. And then the sadness when that business breaks. All right, so I've got this, and this is kind of loosey-goosey. If I want to round this out, I can always go back over and put that on my mandrel. This room spray that we got at Cauldron and Thorn when we went up there for my birthday. And then I have some little metal beads that are like a size 8.0. We had these during the Toll Request Live, if I recall correctly. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to string this up on the wire. This is rigid wire, by the way. And then I'm going to just wrap this around in here. And I'm being kind of loose about this. I don't want to be too pristine or perfect about it because I kind of want it to have kind of like it grew that way. And if I really wanted to get wild, I could do stuff with like patinas on top and really crust it up a little bit. And I think that would be fun too. I used to do this design a lot. I won a competition years and years ago, maybe 12 or 13 years ago, maybe more, probably 12 years ago. And I took and made a frame for this labradorite pendant and wrapped some little beads around. And I thought it was nice in the competition. The judges thought it was nice. Won that business. That's a long time ago. I mean, this isn't anything revolutionary. It's just wrapping wire around a form. But I do think it adds a nice little bit of texture. And I like that. It gives it a nice kind of organic look. And I think that's kind of nice. I don't want this to look too machined. I want this to have, because none of the pendants that I make, like the polymer pendants, are very like pristine. There are some people who, when they're making polymer clay, they have like, it's like they have spacesuits on that they go into their studio, and it's like super high tech, and their stuff looks like a laser measured it and all kinds of stuff. My stuff, I'm just kind of like wad it up and smoosh it, and if it looks right, it's good. If it's not, then I'm gonna do something else. But yeah, I don't know. I kind of like that more hand, where you can see the artist's hand and stuff. Like if it looks like it's too machined, I'm not necessarily interested in that as much, because then you just buy it from, my from a store, big box store already made. I want to have that kind of artisan touch to my work. And sometimes it can go wrong. It can look a little bit loving hands at home, as they say, and that's a nice way of saying not look good. I've got some little itty bitty seed beads in gold. Let's see. Oh, Cindy's watching over on Instagram. How was your time at the cottage today, Cindy? I'm sorry I didn't get to come and see you. I stayed up way too late working on the pendants. And so I put those little size 15s on there. I'm gonna wrap this around. Every once in a while I'll put some, not every little in between section. But anyways, Cindy says, "You're good. I just organized and helped William ship." Oh, good. It's good that he's getting some help, because I try to help, but I was like, I don't like doing this. I could do something else, and it would be better. Though I will say that I'm good at shipping. I just don't like to ship. No, I actually don't know. He does all the hard work, and I just like wrap it in the paper. But it takes many hands to make light work. Yeah. So yeah, I'm just stringing on some of these. They're little itty tiny beads. These are size 15s in gold. And I think those are fun. They add a little bit of texture, which I like. I'm all about adding texture. There's some of the artists, and I admire it, because I'm not that kind of designer person. But there's minimalists who have, like, one tiny little polished, super highly polished little bar on a chain, and that's super cool. But I'm not a minimalist, I'm a maximalist. So I like all the texture, I like all the beads, I like all the different things. And so my thing is, how do I edit? Because sometimes I get where I want to put everything. So for me, it's kind of like not necessarily wanting to edit, but acknowledging that, to have balance, sometimes you don't want to go too wild. Suzanne says, "Thanks to you, I'm incorporating texture into my designs." Oh, good. I'm glad I could be of use and helpful. All right. I'm going to finish this off. Now, one thing I will say is that if you're going to string glass seed beads onto wire, just be careful. If you've got glasses, safety glasses, I recommend wearing those, because it's very easy to kind of torque the wire in the wrong way, and then all of a sudden you have exploding seed beads, and then your eyeball hole is not happy. So what do y'all think of this? This look a little messy, which is fine. I think it maybe needs a little bit more mess. But we'll see. We'll see. I'll reserve my decisions about this for a minute. So this is nice. Thanks. I'll see. All right. So maybe what I'm gonna do is I think this would look really good if I patina this. My nails is all kinds of messed up, y'all. I've been working with paint and metal and everything else. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'll have this kind of hang down. You know what a chatelaine is? I'm probably saying that wrong. It's where it's basically like a Swiss Army knife, but on chains. And I think as Victorian times, people would wear them on their belts, and there'd be like little scissors, and there would be a chain with this thing on it, and a chain with that thing on it. I love them. Cindy says, I think it looks good. Thanks. I tried hard with my heart. Susan says, beautiful work. Lena says, like a wreath. Oh, yeah. If I was smarter, I would have been like, let's make a wreath project. Y'all, hooray for holidays. But I'm not always good about that. So anyways, the Shatterlanes are those kinds that got like these little chains that dangle, and they got others little things like a little pocket knife or a key or a button fastener attached to it. And I love the idea of making this kind of into one of those. So let me see if I got any chain that would work. But I think that could be fun. Let me see. I like these little things, maybe. We'll have it. Maybe something. Well, I'm going to think about that for a second. But I do know that I'm going to cut off some of this wire. And maybe this is going to have to come back to the background. Can y'all see with all this mess in the back, or do you like the white background better? Can you see it better? Anna says, yes, the housekeeper would have that keys to important cupboards, wine cellars, silver chests, scissors, thimbles, etc. Yeah, it's basically a utilitarian. Like if you need something, you go out on your belt, and then you don't have, because you don't have to have pockets and stuff. It's just, and then they became really ornate and really beautiful, like objects. Since you could see them, they became a sense of adornment. Suzanne says, background doesn't bother me. Oh, good. All right. So I've got, I like to do more wire than less because I can always cut it off if I don't like it. And this isn't precious wire, this is just copper. I mean, the price of copper has gone up, but it's not anything like silver or gold or whatever. All right, so I'm going to wrap this. So I bent this over. When the slip, and this says dresses never have decent pockets. Okay, so here's something you should also be aware of. This hole is down here, and this is glass. So you have to be careful with the glass. So if you make it too tight, you can crack it. Same with a polymer. So you want to have enough space that it comfortably kind of hangs out, and you're not going to be too tight. So what I did just there is I bent this over, and where this crosses, where the wire crosses, that's going to be my center point line, and then I'm going to bend that up. So it's going to look like this. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap it with my fingers just gently, but I like to hold it with the pliers, to be perfectly honest, because they can get in there a little bit tighter than I can. And I don't want this to be too loose. I like it to have a little bit of structure. And then I'm going to put this and I'm going to wrap it. Oh, that got caught on the pliers. That's not selling my story, y'all, about how pliers are helpful. But anyways, so I'm just going to wrap that just 3 times around. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to leave that hanging out like so. Because if I put that too tight right now, then I'm not going to have, maybe I'll put this one, this S word. What do y'all think? Like that? That got janky. All right. I'm going to squeeze this. Cindy says, blue background works in my humble opinion. Oh, good. All right. Y'all like that S word? Maybe I'll have that on its own little thing. But anyway, so then the next thing I'm going to do is I go to the other side and I make the loop over there. And the reason why I'm doing that instead of doing this one side first is sometimes you don't know how much wire you have, and you want this to be even, right? So if you just go and do one side first, you can eat up all the wire doing that one side, and then it's super lopsided. So I've gotten this and I wrapped this around 3 times and I can see there's more wire on this side. So if I want to have this be real even, then I can just trim this off like so, and then they're going to be even. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to wrap this wire. Whoop, I grabbed the other one. I'm going to wrap this wire around the tippy tip of this. And then like when I'm tucking them in, I like to roll that in so that it goes nice and even in there. And you don't have that little point sticking out, jabbing you in the throat. And this kind of looks a mess on this side, but that's all right. I fixed it. So I'm going to hold this side stationary. And I'm going to continue to wrap. And I may cut this off and do it again because I did that leaf a little bit janky because I used my fingers and not my pliers. So and then of course I'm being very careful because I'm wrapping wire around crystal and I don't want that to explode in my eyeball and then I'm blind, I have to go to ER and I'm not rich enough to do Dale Chihuly style. So there you go. There's not no pill check up in here. So I gotta be careful. So there's this. Yeah, I don't like how that looks on the end, but that's all right. So here's this. I don't like how this is, so I'm gonna do that again. Redo. That's fine. Sometimes things work out the first time, sometimes they don't. This side looks like amazing, y'all. I love that side. This side looked like it got caught up in the turbine, so we're not gonna have that. And then when you're cutting crystal off the wire, just be careful because it can go everywhere. It can crack the crystal and chip and go in your eyeball hole, and then the sadness. So I'm gonna cut off some more wire. And we're gonna do this over again. It's like on the Teletubbies when they're like, again, again. I have this kind of backwards from my orientation of where I'm sitting, but that's fine. But basically, whenever you're doing this, you want to make sure that your wires are parallel and are perpendicular when you're wrapping. So the reason why I want these to be perpendicular is that I want this to wrap nice and evenly. I like a good messy wrap. Do not get me wrong, I love a good messy wrap. But for this, I want this to have a little bit where it's a little bit tighter and not so loosey-goosey. See how this already looks better than the last one I did? And then I put that crystal somewhere and now I can't see. Oh, there it is. So I'm going to put this on. And I think this looks way better. Oh, I'm going to do random lots later. In case you saw the description of this video and then you're like, this doesn't look like a random lot. So I'm just wrapping this, holding it stationary. The other whole side. Now, I think it's one of those things where it's a little bit of a balance thing. So, like, if you have to hold it nice with this, you have to hold it nice and firmly. However, you can't hold it too firm because then you'll chew up your wire and leave little dents in it. And if you have a bunch of dents in it, it creates weak spots. So you have to hold it just right. Not too loose, not too tight, just right. Okay. And then I'm going to hang and I'm going to do the other side. But does that make sense about why I didn't go wrap this side all the way around first? Because you don't get the same kind of like, you don't get the same kind of look if you just wrap all at once. So this is the way that I do it. Now I'm sure there's people have other tricks about how to do this. But for me, this is how I would do my wire wraps, my messy wire wraps particularly. Cheryl says, okay, Andrew, you now have me playing with the AG Autumn Leaf Pendant Kit. Oh, good. Good. I'm going to get myself comfortable. When I'm on camera, I have to make sure that I'm holding my body right. Lennis has seen me film in a hotel room, and I contort myself so that I can get into the camera and underneath the camera. And let me just tell you, working under the camera like this, we don't have a fancy setup, so it can be really hard on your body. So for me, I have to remind myself every once in a while to kind of stretch and reposition myself. Oh, how about these? I like this. Some Vesuvianite, you know. I like that flavor. That goes with the leaf. What are we doing? Getting fancy. Alright. So I've got that. I think that's nice. It balances that green, that pendant out. So I'm going to put something on there. Now here's a little trick. So if you get a polymer clay pendant and the hole is too small, you can always take and put your plier, or it works better with an X-Acto knife, but if you don't have an X-Acto knife, whoop, dropping stuff. You just gently rock it back and forth and try not to hit your camera. And it just gently bores it out, just ever so slightly. You don't want to go too heavy-handed, y'all. I'm going to do this in front of me, but you can see what I'm doing. In my mind, I'm showing you. But I'm just going around and around like this. And it just ever so gently bores out the hole. Now, the reason why I'm doing that is because sometimes when I'm making these holes, like sometimes they're a little bit larger on the front than the back. And I want them to be a little bit more even. And that's the way that you bore out the holes. I've seen people get these bead reamers and stuff, and that's fine. However, if you don't have it, you don't have it, right? So I don't have it right now, so that's what I got to work with. Let me put... I'm gonna get a jump ring. Let me see if this one's big enough. Sometimes if you don't have the right jump ring, you can make your own jump ring. But if I don't have to do it, then it makes my life a little bit easier. So whenever you're doing jump ring, I was watching a YouTube video and I saw somebody mangle some jump rings, and part of me wanted to leave a comment, but then part of me was like, nah. So you pivot it, and then your jump ring's nice and round when you pivot it back. But if you don't, then it gets how you call chewed up looking, like somebody got the bubble gum and got mad at it. And you just go back and forth until they meet, and then you just press it. Now this is pretty tight, y'all. There's not much clearance, but there's enough clearance that I can fit another one in there if I want. I might put a bigger one, slightly bigger. That'll make my life a little bit easier instead of having to go and... I'm gonna do a different one, I think. Just slightly, ever so slightly bigger. And then I'll have a little bit more play so that this isn't grinding up against it. Not like some preteens in a club. I don't know about y'all, but I done saw it all in the Orlando Teen Club. And I was just done shook, as they say nowadays. They didn't say shook back then, they say horrified. Anyway, so I'm going to look for a jump ring around here that fits through and is a little bit bigger. I can't find my case. I usually have a case. It's like my to-go set. Oh, there it is. I'm talking smack. Y'all getting the light show over here. Me playing hula hoop. I like this chain too. I'm gonna keep that chain. Maybe I use this bright chain. It's a little bit not as wild. And a nice thing to do if you have a really kind of loose jump ring, if it's like super squashy and is like getting mangled up, get a piece of wood and get your rawhide mallet or a nylon hammer and mallet and just give it a couple whacks on the wood. The reason why you're not doing that on your bench block is because on the bench block side, it can flatten your jump ring. However, if you do it on the piece of wood, it leaves an impression in the wood and dents up the wood. However, don't worry about that. That's kind of a consumable, disposable kind of thing. So don't worry about that. But it will work hard in your jump ring a little bit. And then so if you, I mean, don't do it too much, but it when it's work hard, it's a little bit more springy. And you can get, it will hold its shape better. Because sometimes if you work with like a dead soft wire and you're making something, you know, it can get kind of distorted really easy. So there's that. All right, let's see if I got some. Can a beading awl work for increasing hole size? Yeah, you can. Basically, and I'm going to draw you the picture. So this amount, don't think about these lines. But if this is a hole in the pendant, this is you get in the X-ray vision side. And this is the plier. I mean, it could be anything that's flat and kind of tapered like that. When you rotate this, what's happening is it's slightly, like if this is coming like this, it's going to slightly pull down and remove the material a little bit at a time. I used to do it where I would make them great big holes, but then I realized not everybody wants great big holes on their stuff. So that's why. But the thing about with an awl, if it's just a regular awl is shaped like this, and it's tapered like this, and it's kind of like just like a pin almost. And it doesn't have anything in there. But if you get a bead reamer, sometimes they're textured like this, and they're more tapered. Or sometimes there's like, they'll dip it while it's hot, they dip it in this stuff called cherry red. I'm making this up. It's basically something that's got giblets in it that hardens the steel and makes the coating. Case hardening is what they call that. And then they put little bits of diamond in that while it's still hot and sticky like a glue. And then what happens is that slowly kind of this texture bores away the polymer. But we don't have to, if we're removing like a ton, then you would use that. But if we're just slightly opening it ever so slightly, you can see I only removed just like not even a million, like a couple microns worth of polymer off of it. So that's one of the ways that you can do it on the fly. See here? That is this. Because these are they're steel, so they're harder than the polymer. I'm sure there's a real word for that, but I don't know what it is, if there is. All right, so I got this. I'm going to put this on here. And let's see. I pulled some jump rings. So basically, I'm just showing you how to bootleg. I hope y'all don't mind. Well, sometimes I don't want to get up. You know, I got all kinds of tools for everything, but sometimes I don't want to mess with it. You know, you just want to sit in your chair and work, not jump up and sink and find. I'm going to use a thinner one. And this is a steel one that's been coated, which I kind of like the steel ones because they're real sturdy. And that, it's a thinner gauge, but it's the same size of a jump ring, so there's a little bit more clearance. And there you go. So I've got this. See that? You can't see any light through that. Well, I guess you can see a sliver of light through that. That's when you can use a thicker one and you won't see anything or it won't come loose, because if it's thicker, then it's not going to come through that little thing. Now, if you do twist it, say you get into like you're like wrestling with somebody and it gets twisted, it may come loose because it's not a soldered shut. So that's the trade-off with this. The thing is, though, it's not really that easy to solder jump rings once it's on a polymer. There are ways. There's always a way to do almost anything. I think that's one of the most frustrating things for a lot of people who are just starting out with jewelry making, or if they're learning a new technique, is that there's many ways to do one thing. So, and everybody kind of has their own way of doing stuff. So that's sometimes, I think it's amazing because there's a lot of potential and possibility. But sometimes I think it's frustrating for somebody because there's not like just one way to do it, you know? I see that a lot where people get super frustrated. All right, so I opened up that jump ring and I slipped that smaller jump ring on, and then I slipped this textured ring that I made, and then I'm going to close this shut. And I'm going to do it again. And the reason why I like to do it again is it gives it a little bit more stability than if I just have one ring. If I have two jump rings, then I can have it be a little bit more stable, because there's just a little bit more surface area for that to kind of hang on to. So, you know, it's like when you're balancing something, if you balance it on one leg, sometimes it's like real basic chain mail, basically what we just did there. I mean, not anything to holler. That's not something you go right home about and be like, oh, I did the chain mail. You just added two jump rings and it made it a little bit more stable. All right, so the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add two more jump rings. I was gonna add this. I don't know if I'm gonna still add this. Come hanging down like that. I got this chain. Maybe I'll have this chain. Are y'all doing working on anything, or are y'all having dinner? We're gonna have a stir fry again, I think. All right, so I want this to hang down. It's gonna have I want that to hang down like so. So I'm gonna cut off some chain. You know, when I first started making jewelry, I used to be so precious with the chain, And I was trying to save every single link, and sometimes I still do, but I am less inclined nowadays to be that frugal, because like I'd spend all this extra time trying to save stuff, and in reality I wasn't really saving money by doing that. Not really anyways. All right. Sometimes I just use my fingers. If it's a real soft jump ring like that, I hold one side stationary. But there you go. The pliers, though, are much smaller, so you can get in there a little bit tighter and be more precise. So let's take a look at this. When this is, I was bad. I had BK for dinner. Well, I like a Burger King. They have the Impossible Whoppers, and I like those. You know what? I got tricked. So I went and there is a McDonald's, and I was on the road, and I looked up things that vegetarians can eat at McDonald's, and it came up with this list of all this stuff. And I was like, oh my gosh, they have a veggie burger now. So I went in the drive-through, and I went and I said, do you have the vegetable deluxe? And they said, the do what? And I said, the vegetable deluxe. And they're like, you like what is salad? I was like, no, they have a vegetable deluxe. I'm looking at the website right now. They go, and I was like, it's like a veggie burger. And they're like, we don't have that here. And I was outside of Berkeley Springs, West Virginia. And they're like, I think you're thinking of somebody else. And then when I looked, and the fine print is only available in like different European countries, and it's not available in the US. And I was a little bit disappointed. Oh wow. Oh boy. You know what? I should have looked. You know how I did all that thing to wire up this? I didn't look at this leaf, and I picked the only busted one. So I mean that's barely noticeable, but I picked one that had it got messed up in the mold, it looks like. Well, I guess I could do this for a third time. See how that looks chewed up on this one side? And that's that mold not filling all the way. You can tell because it's rounded. That means it's got heat up. So I guess I'll be making that for a third time. But anyways, you get the idea. I'm gonna put this like this. That's gonna hang down behind that, and then it's gonna be like a cascade in the back behind. And I'm gonna use a leaf, this leaf here, that's not all chewed up. And so this is the way that that's gonna look. And then I'm gonna maybe put, I think maybe the pearl and this little, I love these. They're these little, how you call that? Melons. And I think this is that Vaseline glass. And I think I'm gonna put this on there like that. And string it up like so, maybe. I'll think about that. But if this hole was bigger, I would maybe do that. But that hole's not big enough for that. So there you go. So anyways, that's the idea of this thing. Now, what I'm gonna do, a quick stringing demo, because we had somebody say that they haven't they're pretty new to stringing. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the stringing demo real quick, and then I don't know. Do y'all think I should use these Vesuvianite? I don't know if I have enough to do a full back of this, so I may have to use these. But I think I'll use these. Let me see. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. Let me see if I have one more on each of those. I don't. Oh well. Alright. So I think my pattern for the back of this necklace is gonna be, and this is Love the Green. I don't know. I don't like the proportions of it. So I like the color, but I don't like the size of it. So I like these vintage check a little bit more, I think. And then I like to put spacers in between everything, and I think that adds a little bit of continuity. And so I have that textured ring that I made in the first little part of this, and what I'm gonna do is put the sometimes what I like to do is use elements that I can um, bring things around. So it gives the eye it sort of bridges things instead of having it be so like a little bit of this, a little bit of this, a little bit of this. It kind of brings that kind of flow through the piece. So it's a subtle thing. Like if you have an element that you can put throughout the piece, I think that's nice because then you can end up, it kind of makes sense then. It doesn't look like you just stuck it on or you ran out of beads or whatever. So since Anna, I saw your comment was like Flame Broil Brooklyn. I'm weird. From the Burger King. Yeah, those are good. I like the charred flavor. All right, so I've got that, and I might bring this around like this. So I work off of the spool because I don't like to waste a lot. When you write instructions for magazines, you have to measure everything out really good. And if you're making it from a recipe, then yes, please do. You can cut that off. However, if you're kind of like free flying and designing on the fly and you don't have um, a pattern to follow, I don't like to cut stuff off and then you end up wasting it if it's like half an inch too short. So I like to just kind of see how it's going to go. And there you go. Because otherwise, I think it's one of those things where you end up with a bunch of waste, and I don't like to waste anything. So I'm just going to use this and see how it goes, and we'll see. So right now I'm just stringing up. I'm alternating. And it says I'm always free flying. Love that term. Well, I kind of think of it as like one of those things where it's like if you have like a pattern, then then you know exactly how much you need to cut off. However, if you're just going on your own, you don't know until you know. And sometimes that you have to string stuff up to see how it looks. Um, and I don't know. It's kind of like when we're doing stuff like when we're moving the shop. William's like, well, what do I do next? And I'm like, I don't know. What do you do next? And he's like, I thought you had this master vision in your head. And it's like, no, um, I don't know. I don't have all the answers. And I think this looks really cute. I don't have all the answers, but what I do have is the ability to problem solve. So what I can do is I can test something out and see if I like it. And if I like it, then I'll do it again. If I don't like it, then I'll do something different. So it's one of those things. Sometimes people they get kind of frustrated when they're working with me because I have these um, kind of less than I don't know how to describe it. It's kind of less than solid plans. But the thing is that I don't know until I test it out and see how I like it. Some things I do know, and that's kind of based on my experience and things that I have done previously. So sometimes I do know, but a lot of times I don't know the answer. So Anna says Willem is very organized in his approach to designing. That's good. I'm not. I test it out and see if it sticks to the wall. Like this, I'm not in love with this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring an element in to soften the transition between that smaller element and the larger element. And that I think helps with the flow of things as well. So I think it's one of those things where everybody does things differently. So you just kind of have to listen to your heart and see what works best for you. I know sometimes it's a little bit, you frustrating for people who are non-makers because they want an easy fix, and it's like, is this not? There are reasons why things are done this way. It's done because there's not always a clear direction. Maybe there is, though. I don't know. For me in my own practice, I know what works and what doesn't work. And so like I don't like this one in between. I think it's too small. So then I have to find something that's like the median size. Maybe this. Those are a little bit peachy though, but we'll see. I'll string it up and see. I think it's fun though. It's one of those things where I feel like it's about curiosity, and sometimes you can have the curiosity. I kind of like that, even though it's a little bit peachy and a little bit off with the color. I kind of like that. Let me see. Let me put this. No, I don't. Never mind. I don't. Just kidding. Maybe this one. Nope. Let's try another one. I think I want something a little bit with a little bit razzle dazzle. Maybe a foiled something. I do like that, but I only have one of those. All right. I could also just test it and see if this is good enough. Now, one thing I also do is usually have a ruler, and here's a ruler, and then I can measure this out and see how long it is. Because if sometimes if you don't measure it, then you end up with something real tight, or go down to your navel and start creeping and crawling down, and maybe that's not the flavor. Ooh, I do have these. I got those from Ava. I've been hoarding them. kind of like those. Kind of wish I had one in green that matched this. Let me think about that. I do think maybe it's an opportunity to bring that color up. I did this little beaded bead tutorial and I never finished this one. But that could have been cool. Having a little bit more texture on there. I'll think about that. I do want something that's a little bit bigger because I had this originally, but I think I'm going to add something a little bit bigger. And also I want to have a little bit more weight because these elements are really light. And so that's another consideration to think about is when you're working with plastic and things like polymer clay. If your weight is not distributed right, what can end up happening is your necklace can crawl. And so what that means is that it's like you're wearing it and then all of a sudden the clasp ends up in the front instead of in the back. So sometimes that happens, you know. Part of me wants to use like a really wild color, like I don't know, like really pop it. So I have to think about that. That may be a little bit too much. No, not the way. I do like that shape though, so that is something that I have to consider. That size seemed just right. So I've got a couple different ideas that I'm working through with y'all. Oh, there's the bag of findings. Yeah, I don't know. I think that that's good enough. Oh, how about this? I like these carnelian. I really like that flavor. They're a little bit big. Maybe these ones are not as big. I like that flavor. So, but they're a little bit different. Like they belong to a different world. But that could be nice. I think about that. I'm making a little pile of maybes. So I'll think on that a little bit more. I kind of want to do something really unexpected. Maybe like a little piece of turquoise or something. That's cute. Oh, I actually do like that. Maybe I'll do a little stack. How about that? This area was cleaned off earlier, believe it or not. And I'm junking up the place. That's fine. That's natural. I sorted all this stuff earlier and I'm like, oh, let's spill it out again. How about that? A little bit of that blue, which is a contrast the orange. And then it's got a little bit of that. I'll string it up so you can see it. Again, I mean, y'all probably are well versed at designing and making stuff. And I'm spending way too much time kind of fiddling and faddling on something that I like that flavor. But I would say maybe, and this is carnelian in that stack with a greenish. I think it needs some on the ends, so maybe just be a little thing. I don't know. That's too yellow. So maybe might be too heavy then. I don't know. So there's that idea. And if I do that, I may do this where I reverse this order. So if to be a little bit asymmetrical, I may do like the back would be the same, but I would take maybe this and then maybe do not necessarily the speed, but a similar profile to this, but a different color. Or I could replicate it by making my own kind of situation. And I think that could be really cool. But I think I'm on to something. I do think that I'm going to go and do some lots before it gets too late because we've been designing for almost 2 hours. I've been talking for almost 2 hours. I haven't shown anything. But I did show a couple different ideas. So that's good. Yeah, I like I think it's getting there. I do think maybe I want that cream color to come 6. I missed one. Y'all. Oh wow. But I do think it's getting in the right direction. I may end up popping this up like so. I wasn't gonna do an asymmetrical design, but then I started looking at it, and I think it could use a little bit of something in there. I think it could be really interesting. Maybe put that little donut up there. You know? I don't know. We'll see. I think that's one of those things where you just kind of have to try it and see. If it doesn't work out, then it's not the end of the world. But the nice thing though about staying on later is that we're picking up people. When I first went on earlier, we were kind of cruising at 4 people watching, and we're getting a couple more people watching the later we stay on. So I guess maybe there's something to be said for that. But I do wish that I had looked at that leaf a little bit closer because it is a little bit chewed up. And it says nature is both symmetrical and asymmetrical, so that's a good thing with the leaf pendant. Yeah, and the leaf pendant itself is kind of it's not perfect. It's not like laid in the middle, splayed out symmetrically. So I think that there's something, it's one of those things where it's already kind of asymmetrical to begin with. So that's all right. I do think that this would be cool to have, like, I don't know, to wrap things around maybe and kind of get things kind of situated with that. But I'm going to go and put these off to the side and then we'll kind of get started. I don't know how late William is going to be. Usually he's here by now. And I try to make him do the lot listing part because it's not my favorite thing to do. I can sit here and talk all night. But the lots are not necessarily my favorite. So we'll see. And this is and the touch of blue color too. And this is like the donut balancing the stack. Yeah, this one is. I don't know if I would have it there, but I would have it more like that because I think like this that kind of blends in, but this really makes that color like pop. And so I think that there's something to be said for that. And I think I could make it really kind of interesting that way. Maybe I'll put some of this in there. We'll see. Kind of design layout. I know sometimes they have these like challenge. I used to do these challenges all the time where people would give me like a random assortment of stuff and I would have to make something from it. Jermaine says, "What's your weather like? I think I saw national news that there was a tornado warning for Pittsburgh." Well, we live up in the mountains ish in the Laurel Highlands, so we don't really get tornadoes in our area. Knock on wood. Um, but yeah, it was really windy earlier, and it was kind of it's supposed to be real bad weather tomorrow. So there's that. So there's that. All right. So I've got this, and I'm going to put a piece of tape so that I can come back to that design. If people are interested in these polymer clay pendants, I've made a bunch and I'm willing to share. So I'm going to make a lot numbers for these. You don't get this ring though, but I'm not taking that off of that. Yeah, Pittsburgh is in between Three Rivers, and they're kind of in between like not necessarily the mountains, but it's not really flat. So it's not tornado time. I mean, I guess there's always a first for everything, and there's like touchdowns and stuff, but I don't think that I ever, since I've been here, that there's been anything like that. So I don't know. I do like this, but maybe I'll put some little spacer so that they look have a little bit of dimension in them. So then that way it gives a little. I don't know. I have to play with that. And I'm not going to tape it. I'm just going to hope it doesn't come apart. LOL. Tempting fate. That's fine. All right. So let's go ahead and do some lots because I know William wanted me to do some lots tonight. And I'm going to I'll put these in there so you have something to look at. And I've got a couple different things going. Hope y'all are having a good evening so far. And that you enjoyed that little design session. It wasn't really a tutorial because I don't. And Karen, I'm sorry I didn't get to the actual stringing part yet, but I can go over that no problem in a different video maybe. Or I might, if people want to hang out after I do some lots, then we can hang out and do that. I know it'll be kind of late for some people, but for some of y'all don't live on the east. I mean, some of y'all are night owls like me, so it doesn't matter. Because a lot of times I'm like, oh my gosh, are they going to be okay to be up? And then people are like, we're up already. So there you go. We'll see. All right, let me see if I have a marker that actually works. So are you all having a good night? I see a couple people are still watching. Anna says that she would stay up if she didn't have to work tomorrow. I have to get up early tomorrow too, but I stay up late anyways. All right, so this will be, we'll do RP1, and these will be $8 for y'all's price. We'll do this one first. This is RP1, and it's this dragon. And I'm going to be doing this pendant. These are polymer clay. These are designed and carved by me, and then they're pressed out one at a time. This is RP1, and they're $8, and I have 6 of these available. So that's RP1, $8. And to claim, let me put the little banner, the Ticker Tick Parade banner of the Talk Talk. So if you're interested in purchasing from this video, all you have to do is send us an email to info@allegorygallery.com. Send us the lot number. And if there are multiple lots, then send us how many you want. Otherwise, we're going to assume that you want one. Please send a new email each time. Don't reply to an old email because our email system collates things, and you get where you won't get the things that you want. It's done on a first come, first serve basis. We use our email system as a way of picking who came first, because there are ways on Facebook. If you watch on a replay, you can trick the comments to think that you're before somebody else. So the email for us is the best way to keep track of things, because there are ways of kind of tricking if it is based on comments and there are rewatches. So just send us an email to info@allegorygallery.com with a lot number and how many you would like. If you're a new customer, please send us your current shipping address. And if you have a different email that you want us to send your invoice to, send us your preferred email address for that. William sends things out via Square. So that's how we send out our invoices via Square only. And you can pay with a credit card using Square and all kinds of stuff. So there's lots of options. All right. So this one is RP1, $8. There's 6 of those available. All right. Next up, we'll do this. This will be RP2. Cindy says, yay, I'm well for the most part, getting the house tidy for family coming this weekend for the whole week of Thanksgiving. Oh boy. I will say that for these, the polymer clay pendants, once these are, you're getting the discounted price because we sell these for $10 now. They should be more because I do these one at a time, pressing these out. But for tonight, we're going to the old price of $8. So you're getting a deal. So this is RP2, $8 each, and there's 6 of these available. These are polymer clay pieces by me. They're all pressed out by me, and I hand paint each one of these as well. All right. And I have a couple other designs that I'm working on. So there's that RP3. This is, let's do this dragon. And this is kind of like a green color. Move this a little bit closer. Whoop. It's got a green with a bronze and then patinaed on it. And these are all signed and dated as well. And then I seal them additionally on top of everything. So this is RP3, $8 a piece, and we have 6 of these available. I don't have the email. Let me pull the email up. I doubt that we sold out on anything, but I can tell you if we did. Cindy says, Andrew is a legit artist. Well, did you have fun at the cottage today? You got to see all my piles of junk everywhere. So far, no claims, but it could also be that that email is jammed up. Now we're getting claims. Okay, I have 1 claim for RP1 and 1 claim for RP2. So 5 available of RP1 and 5 available of RP2, and then 6 available of RP3. Thank you so much. Yeah, I hate to sell stuff, but that's how we pay, how we keep this train going. Because otherwise, I don't know, be sad times. Cindy says, I did. You have a ton of cool stuff going on. I'm excited to help y'all. Well, we're excited to have you help. All right, so this is RP4. This one is kind of like a brick red with a little bit of a gold, with little embellishments of kind of that Luna Moth green. And the back has that kind of gold shimmer. And this is RP4. There's 6 available, and they're $8 a piece. All right, RP4, $8, and there's 6 available. All right. Well, maybe I take this off for temporary. I'm going to take this off for temporary because otherwise I'll just have to remember to add it. If you're on our Patreon, I'll add the finished piece to the Patreon first. How about that? I try to update the Patreon every day, but a lot of times we get kind of derailed, or I do paperwork, and that's not the most fun. And be like, oh, a post on paperwork, perfect. RP5, $8 each. Now these ones are going to be more. So if you want them at this best friend price, then get them now because it's gonna go up to not best friend price. I mean, it's still, I think it's still a decent price for a handmade pendant. I know some people, they make the one pendant like this and it's $34. So I think it's a good value. But this is that leaf pendant that we're designing with. It's kind of an ivy leaf, an English ivy leaf, it looks like. I don't remember what I was trying to do. But I made these, and there's 6 of them available. Okay, I have a claim for RP5. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much. And I have another claim for 2 of RP5. So there's only 3 left of RP5, and I got a claim for RP4. So thank you so much. I was getting kind of nervous because I waited really long. I got kind of in my head designing, and then, I kind of took a long time, dragged my feet a little bit, and then you never know how these are going to go. Sometimes our lives are like really good, and people claim a lot of stuff, and then sometimes it's like a dud, and then we gently cry. RP6. Do y'all want to see the other designs that are in the works? They're not ready yet, though. If y'all want to see them, this is RP6. This is a fun one. It's on that kind of a brick. And it says, Andrew, can you show them together again? You mean you want me to unbag everything? I'm not going to do that. But I'll show you the new ones. Here, let me get it. Whoop. I'm back. All right. So this is the next one. This is actually finished. I don't know why I didn't bring that up earlier, but these are like spruce branches, and the reason why I picked the spruce branches is because of Serafina Pecola. You know who that is? RP7. And this is on a kind of a green. There's a little bit of a silvery tint to them. And then I'm trying to get that light right. So there's that. It's a little bit gold, a little bit silver, like spruce boughs. It's RP7, $8. All right. I think William's home. So hopefully he'll come up after he is finished feeding the cats. No snow goose. Y'all don't like Serafina Pecola? I like Seraphina Pecola. She's my favorite part in them books. Nothing bratty kids. We did watch that on what used to be the HBO. They did a remake of it, a TV show, and that was pretty good. All right, so these ones I'm just gonna show you. I don't think I'm gonna take claims. I'll maybe post these tomorrow night. But I have to do finishing on these. So this one is supposed to be kind of like it's got an iridescent green in it. It's supposed to look like an old tile. And then I have this mermaid, and I still have to add that antiquing to it. So it'll bring out some of that. But this is done on kind of like a light kind of purple. And then I put a gold in it. And then I always take a lighter and just hit them in case there's like a hair popping out or something. But it's the little face. Look, that's the biggest that face has ever been. But compared to the penny, look, it's smaller than Abraham Lincoln's face. I carved that. It's less pointy than the original. And then I have this octopus that's kind of in that same kind of dusky lavender, and it's got a silver, and that's going to be available tomorrow. And this one, I think this one turned out really good, but I think it'll look even better once it's antiqued, because it will bring out some of the details. Lennon said the heart is spun like those German cookie molds for the holiday cookies. Was it a Springle? Is that what those are called? But this bird, and it's got that kind of copper flash in the background. And a little bit of gold on that. Karen says, I hope I can get that bird. Well, I'm going to post these tomorrow, I think, because they're not finished. I don't, one of the things is I don't like to necessarily post stuff unless I finish it, because then if I get busy or something and then gets delayed, you know. So those are going to come tomorrow. Karen says, I must have that. Anna says, love the bird too. Jermaine says, love the bird. Oh, good. I'm glad y'all like it. So I'll have some more. These ones will definitely be tomorrow. I'll probably finish these tonight. This one, I just have to do the. I try to do something a little bit different, where I kind of try to buff the raised areas. I don't know if you can see that very good, but and it says, I'm getting the spruce boughs. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I see we got some more claims. There's RP6 got a claim for that, in the RP7. And then this mermaid, I think, will look way better when she got a little bit flattened in the face, but that's all right. You know, sometimes if you have to powder your molds so that you can press them in. But sometimes if you get a little bit too much powder in there, it can erase some of the details. So those will be available tomorrow. And but that's a little pre-tell of what's going to happen tomorrow night. But I'll have some more on top of this. I'm in that almost finished with my audiobook. I called it audiobook, not book on tape. So I'm very proud of myself about that, because usually I'm like, send my book on tape. All right. So I'm going to push this off to the side. Oh, hi, William.
Hello, everybody.
Oh, you want to put comfort pants on?
I did. I needed it.
Here, I'll trade you.
What am I trading?
You can go and talk on the TV.
Oh, you were doing such a great job.
No, I was running. My throat was getting so dry.
Oh no.
So
is mine from teaching all night.
Well, I'm so glad that you have that energy to do so. All right.
Who said that?
Yeah, I showed them these are pre-tell for tomorrow.
I've been watching. I know what you've been doing.
Oh, so you've just been sitting downstairs?
Getting my juice, changing my clothes.
Oh, he's ready for it. See, he's ready for it.
Okay, get out of there. What are you
hello.
doing? Just standing there,
lingering.
lingering.
It's like that song. Let it linger.
Let it linger.
No, don't let it linger.
Oh, I do have some pains in my back right now.
From
my
what?
legs. I think it's my sciatica.
Mm.
Hello, everybody.
You do sit on the couch funny sometimes.
I sit everywhere funny.
I said, didn't that hurt? And he was like, oh no, I'm fine. I'm like, you can be hurting tomorrow.
Doesn't hurt today, but it hurts tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so how's everybody doing? What's going on? Tell me what's happening, y'all. I say I've been watching, but I really only watched like the last probably 15 minutes or so.
Oh yeah.
And
How
then
was class?
Class was great.
Did they have fun?
They did. They brought
good.
food, they brought wine, they brought stuff, and
What stuff?
more food, more wine, more water, drinks. And some of them, our friend Diane came back. That's the one who made things for a friend in Germany.
Wow.
She came back in with them. She's a friend of Leah. It's Leah Spangler who arranged all this. And I figured out where I know her from.
From where?
In talking with her. So I knew this name. I knew her name. And she was a customer. She stopped in the Ligonier shop. And I'm like, maybe it's from there. Or she has this business that she helps run, and I thought, well, maybe it's from there. No. I mean, I know her from there, but no. So she was a news anchor for WJAC in the 90s and early 2000s.
Oh, really?
Yes. And I remember her name on the news every night, because my grandparents religiously watched the news at 6 every night. And her and Marty Renovonic.
Oh, is he still alive?
I don't know if he is or not. But he used to golf at my friend's golf course. My friend's dad owned a golf course. Actually, he was their grandfather, then their dad owned it. Anyway, I met Marty there. And now I was like, because I knew her name, and I could not figure out, like, why do I know her name so well?
You know why I know her?
Why?
Is because I say it on a grant review committee. So I sat on a grant review committee for Rural Pennsylvania Arts Alliance, and a grant came up for the Learning Lamp. And so I was like, wow, this one's really well done. And I made a mental note to look it up after, because I'm not from Johnstown, so I didn't know
who was who
did it. And so when I looked it up, her picture came up, and I recognized her from the store, because she used to come in and buy finished jewelry.
Yeah.
And then she told me that she used to sell the finished jewelry in this shop in Bedford when she was tired of wearing it.
Hey.
And I was like, I don't care.
Once you have it, you do.
And I was like, good.
Yeah.
I hope you made money.
Yeah.
Buy some more.
So she came in, and our friend Diane came in, and I thought this was like a work thing. This is like, it was a collection of Leah's friends who didn't all know each other.
Oh, really?
Or kind of maybe have met once, maybe in passing, or but they weren't like a group of friends that normally hang out together. So I thought that was a really cool thing. And bonding over beating, and they had a great time. I hope I thought so. They all said they did. And they each made at least one thing. Some of them made more. Some of them realized they like it more than they thought they were going to,
Okay.
which often happens.
They got bit by the bug.
That's right. So
Beaten bug.
the beaten bug, bonding over the beaten bug.
I'm sure this is shot somewhere.
I know, right?
But anyways, then you know where else I know her from?
Where?
So her husband was an acre,
Ah.
and he's, I think, a photographer. And so we ended up plugging up the door at a gallery show because we were standing in the foyer doing one of them long goodbyes.
Yes.
You know how I do. Where I'm like,
Yes.
okay, I'm gonna go.
Yes.
Okay, and then did you hear about blah blah blah? And we started talking about grants.
And
then I was like, and then.
Oh, Cindy says Marty Renovonic is still alive. He's on a different local news channel. Did he?
Fired?
I thought he had cancer at one point. Was he the one that went through cancer at one point? I thought that's maybe that means he recovered. If he did, that's great.
I remember he was on the.
He was always nice when I met him in person. Like he wasn't. He was nice.
I remember they're trying to find out who's going to be the Grand Marshal of the Fort Days Parade, and he was there a couple different times.
Yeah. Oh, so what else is going on with everybody here? I don't know how many people you had. Probably just lost people just chit-chatting.
Oh, wow.
13 people watching, 14 people watching, something like that. Oh, here's the thing, everybody. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that thumbs up, please. Just do it right now while we're chatting, because one of the I was looking back through some of our past videos, and we get a bunch of people watching on YouTube, and I know that because I was watching Andrew, and there were at least 10 to 13 people on YouTube while he was talking, and we're getting like 1 or 2 thumbs ups when I go through the stats in some of these videos, and I know y'all want to help, so make sure you hit that thumbs up. YouTube does not show things on their homepage to people if they don't think people are engaged. So please hit the thumbs up button. Wow. I saw one of our last videos had 1 thumbs up. I was like, what? I know the total request lives, people were just getting excited. But I was looking through. So hit those thumbs up.
Did they not like the total request?
I don't know.
Well, here's something to show them so that they're not looking at stuff they can't buy.
They can't. Oh, these you can't buy, huh?
Not until tomorrow.
Not until mañana.
Wait, is that right? What number is that?
8.
Okay.
Yeah, you left off on 7. Suzanne's here. Hello, Suzanne. Did you get your tattoo? Was that today? I don't know if y'all talked about that or not already.
No. They don't talk to them on.
They don't talk to you?
We're like a whisper.
Anna says, does the app have the thumbs up? Yes. But you might have to close for a moment or swipe away from. Let me look. If you hear this happening, so you have to swipe. You have to close the live chat for a moment. So hit the X on the live chat, then hit the thumbs up, then come back to the live chat. We got 7 thumbs up today. That's what I'm talking about, y'all. That's the way it should
Avengers,
be.
assemble.
That's right. Calling y'all to assemble with those thumbs ups.
We watched that one movie.
What one movie?
The one with all the people in it.
Oh yes, I know.
The superhero one.
Oh yes. Deadpool and Wolverine.
And they brought like all the people back from the movies from the 90s. Or early 2000s.
Early 2000s. Now you have 8. Thank you, Anna. Thank you. I know when that live chat comes up, it blocks. Now I'm starting to understand why I've only gotten some 1 thumbs uppers. Look at this. These are gorgeous. I am in love with these. I picked these out.
They remind me of quilt squares.
Quilt squares? That's cool. I could see that. But they're like green and blue and almost purpley because they have that opalescent. And
yeah, somebody has to do brick stitch or square stitch with that.
With these?
To make a quilt.
Ooh, y'all, who does that kind of stuff? I want to see it.
I bet Cheryl could do it.
I bet Cheryl could do it.
Not to call you out.
I know, I'm going to call you out. Maybe Michelle. Is Michelle watching?
I didn't see her come up tonight.
Oh, maybe she's not watching, but I bet Michelle.
Sometimes when we tell that it's going to be Because I was on the Talk for about 2 hours.
Oh yeah, I know you were doing your. I did watch you do some of this. I watched a little bit of this little ring, this wreath, the holiday wreath, and I watched. What else did I watch? I think it was mostly that is when I tuned in. But aren't these pretty? I think these are very pretty. Let me go over here. This is RP8. These are only $6 a strand. There are 3 strands available of this check glass, vintage check glass. This is 10 millimeters by 10 millimeters. And I love these strands. I think these would be beautiful. Like, look at that as a bracelet. Look at all the colors you can play with in there.
I wish we could play music.
Cheryl says, I heard that. LOL. Yeah, we called you out.
That you're talented.
You're talented, and we bet you could take this and use brick stitch and make a quilt like thing out of it. Square stitch.
Because brick stitch should be a little bit lopsided.
Oh, I don't know the difference. So
brick. Just imagine bricks.
Yes,
so you know how
like
there's
bricks.
like 2 bricks, and then the one brick goes
in the middle.
in between.
Yeah.
That's brick stitch.
Okay. What's square stitch?
Where they're in a square.
Why wouldn't you do square stitch with this?
That's what I said.
Oh. I said
at
brick.
First we said brick. And I said no, do square stitch.
Square stitch.
The only thing though with square stitch is a little bit more stiff. So
Susan says they're a little like labradorite. Yes, they are. They'd pair really well with opals. Do you have? Ooh, I know some of y'all got that good chalcedony. That good glowy chalcedony. This would be pert tea with the chalcedony. Add a little bit of color with that natural chalcedony. This got that glow too. You want something to coordinate? Get one of those strands. RP8. No one's taking me up on this offer. Nobody. I don't know. I'll keep them. I'll make stuff with them. All right. Challenge accepted, y'all. William's got to make all the stuff with all of them. Cindy come in and do it. I had fun with Cindy today.
That's good.
Yeah.
Where did Cindy sit?
Cindy didn't get to sit. What do you mean sit?
When they're wrapping stuff?
No, we didn't do wrapping. We did organizing and sorting.
Organizing and sorting of what?
Of people's stuff into their bags to pre-pack. We went through all. We got through all the holiday stuff.
Oh, it's supposed to snow tomorrow.
It's supposed to snow tomorrow. Bad.
So
they're calling for 6 to 12 inches.
What?
That was the last. But 6 to 12 inches over the next like 3 days, from Thursday to Saturday.
Like 2 inches.
Yeah, it's like 2 inches a day.
But I pre-told them. I said, I don't know about going over the mountains in the windy, twisty way.
Yeah.
Because the touchdown is only 30 miles away, but it takes an hour and 10 minutes, hour and 15 minutes.
These are 12.2 millimeters. These are beautiful. RP9.
The reason why it takes so long is because that is twisty, turny road in the mountain.
Look at this. This is a big strand. Yeah, it is twisty, turny. This is about a 9-inch strand. And I don't know, they look like little puff pastries to me. I don't know if that's the way to sell it or not, but don't those look like a little puff pastry, little puffy bun?
Yeah, I like puff pastry.
Right.
I eat that.
They could be a flower too, but they look like a little. Anybody want to make food jewelry?
Yeah, we can do that.
There you got a biscuit right there.
You know what? I used to make. That's how I was making polymer to make the food.
RP9, $6. Only 1 strand left. Vintage check glass. Oh, what else is happening? Those are Lush popcorns, says Lennis, right? Pretty cool.
I'm having Lennis come and figuring out the details.
Yeah.
But I haven't checked my email since I've gone online, so I don't know.
RP10, $6. It was $7 way back when. I don't think these are that old though.
No, those are.
These little tulips.
Those are contemporary.
Those are more contemporary. They were $7. Andrew's giving you a deal at $6. These are just beautiful little pinky and white blush tulips. Getting ready for Easter, everybody. You got to have something in your arsenal for Easter, right? I don't know. Spring, anyway. Look forward to spring. We'll all be looking forward to spring real quick here soon. 6-inch strand.
I kind of feel like I look down and then it's already time for the next one.
I know,
Like,
right?
I'm still gonna, in my mind, I'm almost ready to do Halloween again.
Almost ready to do Halloween again. What is this? Where did this come from?
A little religious medal.
Religious medal? RP11.
From Italy, where we're going.
Saint Michael.
So pray for us.
Pray for us. Italy. Italy. Pray for us that we get to go to Italy. Right?
I was talking to somebody today, and I was getting a little bit, not necessarily anxious, but definitely I was thinking about, just like all the steps involved with it.
Mm-hmm.
And then
You overwhelmed yourself.
a little bit. I usually don't get like that.
Turn it into me.
Yeah.
He's like, nah. All right. These are so fun. What are these again? These are
Those are
lotuses, right? No, I always call them lotuses.
I'm sure if you call it lotus, it probably so.
But they're grapes or strawberries.
They're a mystery fruit. You know what we started watching last night? We started watching the Marlowe Murder Club.
Oh, we did. I forgot. I was so passing out.
Yeah, me too.
I hit the deep sleep in like 0.001 seconds.
You know, I was falling asleep so hard, and then I stayed up all night.
Yeah, I thought you for sure were going to sleep.
Me too, and then it didn't happen.
So these are fruit if you turn them this way. You see there's the little leaves on the bottom and then the little berries, but if you turn them this way, it could be a lotus flower or a what's that? What's the flower? Lily on the water. Yeah, it could be popping out of the water, and that's the sky and the clouds in the background. Use it however you want. It's purple though, so it's a purple fruit, or it's a purple lily.
I like it.
I love it.
You know,
I think these are vintage too, right? These ones. These are old. So these are 7-inch strands. These are $8. We have sold an RP8 and an RP11 so far. Thank you so much.
What was that?
The 11, that's the only one. That's the metal, the religious metal.
Oh, good.
And this is 17.8, well, 18. So they're 18 millimeters. RP12. These are fantastic. I love them. Maybe you don't. It's all right. It's all right if they never find a home, poor little things.
Oh, go away, little
stray. Throwing them down the mountain. What's next, Andrew? What do I got?
A hammer and then
let me just throw those away and replace them with something else.
Oh. What number was that?
That was 12.
Okay, RP13. I'm too busy talking about smashing them with a hammer.
Oh, Cindy says Touchstone is tucked away, gorgeous space but hidden well. And says, oh, that looks like a dumpling, LOL.
Oh, I love dumplings.
I do love a dumpling. The bao buns. Let's have some.
We're going to have to go somewhere.
We're going to have to go traveling. And it is the weather outside, y'all. It's not terrible, but it's a little harrowing.
The weather outside
is frightful. Delightful.
No, let it snow.
Opposite.
Force field shield up.
It is windy. Our sign at the store was almost like going straight across. Like, well, it was at a solid at least 45 degree, maybe 50 degree angle.
That's how someone lose their teeth.
And then it's raining, and it was foggy over the mountain. And then it was, what else was it? It started for a split second on toward the top of the mountain to snow a little bit. There was a little bit of frozen condensation, let's say that. And the temperature has decreased. We've sold an RP12. Thank you so much.
Oh, somebody got one.
Somebody got one. They didn't want to throw it down the mountain.
Oh, poor baby got saved.
Got saved. This is a beautiful strand of jasper. Is this jasper? Yeah. Or is it petersite?
I can't see if it's got the gold.
Check it out, Andrew.
That's petersite.
I was like, that's not just jasper. That's a beautiful strand of petersite.
I mean, it's not got the blue.
No, it doesn't have the blue.
But it does have the splashes of gold.
It's a brown petersite.
Yeah.
It's
We
something,
called
but
it chocolate petersite. Caramel.
caramel
petersite.
petersite. Yeah, because I was like, that's
Only
not just
available at Allegory Gallery.
that's not just a jasper. Like, look, there's some like tiger eye flashing going on in there.
It's winking at you.
I know. So, it's beautiful.
What number is that?
That was 13. Look at it. Look at it, everybody. Boy, these lights are like, something's not right.
Yeah, you tell me. It's like a dark.
I need to hover the light like this. Here, Andrew, hold it. Hold it right there, Andrew. I need to
see how I caught myself so quick and good.
I need to we need to concoct something that floats our lights.
It's called those stands. Marty Brown has the nicest setup.
I thought these lights had stands. Do they not?
I'm sure they do. I don't know where it went. This business got rapture going.
No, I think that was our other ones did that.
I'm sure we could figure it out.
No, there's no. Let's just seeing if there's a pull down thing in there.
I got a epoxy putty. We can glue it on.
Because this is like dark times. We're living in the dark ages over here.
Because we have all this gentle light that doesn't actually cast any glow.
I don't know, y'all. So anyway.
I don't want to use these great humongous bags for the tiny thing.
No, don't do that. Ooh, look at that one. That one's just glowing. It wanted to be seen. Look at that one. It wants to be seen.
And heard. This, you want to show this next? But it's not for sale.
Boy. Anyway, these are 6 millimeters, 6.5 millimeters.
Somebody was looking for 6 millimeter.
And this is a 16-inch strand, RP13. There are 2 of these only available. Nice stones.
Yeah, I showed this one for side time.
Oh, why are you going to do that?
Well, because maybe they don't know.
Why are you going to do that? Tell them about it.
So there's a lampwork bead artist.
Ooh, that one's. It's got some
fuzz.
Some fuzz and some cat hair, some lint.
And his name was Tom Boylan. And unfortunately, he just passed away. So this is from my collection. I'm not sharing.
Maybelline's asking, is RP12 glass? Yes, it is. It is very old Czech glass. What is that stone? Asks Anna. It's a petersite-like stone. Honestly, I don't know. It looks like petersite, but it doesn't have the blue that you often see in petersite. But it has the golden flashes that you get with petersite, and it has the translucency that you get with petersite in some.
Also not, we don't charge petersite price. So
huh?
We didn't charge the petersite price.
No, we did not charge the petersite price. But when you look,
where'd you put my bead?
Where is it? Like in here, you see this kind of gray blue area. That's like a almost semi-transparent. And you get that with petersite. So I don't actually know what that stone is. So,
petersite.
Huh?
It's
petersite. It just doesn't have the blue.
Mm-hmm.
It's like all the stuff around the blue. And it's gorgeous. Here's your bead.
R.I.P. What is that one?
This is 14. All right, this is cool. Look at this. Look at this. RP vintage RP14. That's some turquoise chips in there, in resin, inlaid in resin. And this little flying bird got the bail on it. It does look like brass. Brass or bronze? Looks like brass. But it's beautiful. It's a little thing like that. Nice little charm or a little pendant on a chain. RP14, only $7. Only one of them.
Somebody wanted more vintage stuff, so I've been trying to sneak.
He's sneaking a few in here. How's everyone doing? What's everybody eating tonight? Did you go through the food talk?
Charlie's making green bean casserole.
Oh, I don't know how to make green bean casserole.
It's not that hard.
I was gonna say it can't be that hard, but I don't know how to make it, and I was craving it so hard the other day. I almost
mushroom soup and the green beans, and then you put the crunchy onions on top.
I almost bought the stuff to get it, and then I didn't because I was like, I don't know how long this is gonna take. I've never done this.
I looked for the what you call it, and we didn't have any more tater tots.
RP14 has sold out multiple times. Thank you so much.
Which one was
that? Was that heart? That little bird, the little turquoise bird. They liked it. This is RP15. This is a table cut check glass strand in green. Look at that green. That's like a tealy green. I say that's close to a tealy green. I don't know. Maybe it's more green. It's more like evergreen, maybe. Just trying to find that teal for some of y'all out there.
He's still doing 12 requests.
I know. Still trying it. RP15. This is only $7. This is 12 millimeters by, what's that size? What is that? That's about 14 and a half. Let's see. Oh, Susan has Phil Cat next to her.
Is Phil being good?
Is Phil being a good cat?
Or naughty?
Or a naughty cat? Phil's a good cat. Let's see.
Isn't he the one that disappeared? He did his little walkabout.
His walkabout for a while.
You know what? I don't forget that kind of stuff.
Andrew.
So Lula went out one time. She was forever on the SHIT list.
RP15 has sold. Thank you so much. Next up, 16 coming at you. This chair, every time I sit in a chair, it rotates the wrong way.
You wonder why your back hurts.
Well, I'm trying to not make my back hurt. Dominion says, I lost one ring I got as a kid in Mexico with the floating turquoise.
It's real common there that they have that kind of design. I grew up, my family lived in Albuquerque, New Mexico for a while. And so there we have some cool pieces from that time period. And so I have a real affinity for that kind of stuff.
Look at these glass baubles. I love them. Glass rounds, check glass. These are slightly blue. I'm trying to show you so you don't see the blue background. See how they're slightly blue against that driftwood? Very, very, very light blue, and I love it. RP16, these are vintage. These are approximately 10 millimeter Drux rounds. And this is an 8-inch strand. There are about 14 or 13 people here. And then some on Instagram. It was up to like 16. Now it's down to 11. These numbers, they don't know. They don't know what's happening. Charlie says, green bean casserole is super simple. I did it with fresh beans today, but it's often a backup meal since it's easy to do with cans. I don't think I have ever in my life had it with fresh green beans.
I made it.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
Is it as good?
I like it better.
You do?
But we also made mushroom soup from scratch too. You don't remember?
I don't remember that.
You don't remember me showing how to make mushroom soup? Cream of mushroom soup from scratch?
No.
No.
Erased.
You got raptured?
Got raptured. You saying it makes me think I should remember it, but I don't remember it.
Oh well.
Because that
It
would be
was
something that I
delicious.
bet. Well,
You want to do a giveaway?
sure.
Yeah,
What are we
good
giving
luck.
away today? Oh, these are cute. Lena says, I love mushroom soup. I don't think I've ever had mushroom soup as
Make
a
a
soup.
list of what you want to eat when you're here. Maybe it will happen.
I don't think I've ever had mushroom soup as a soup. It always mixes with something.
Huh?
Mushroom soup as a soup?
With bread?
I don't know if I've ever had it that way.
You've never been in this house when I made that? Oh well, you're lost.
I don't know. I don't remember just eating mushroom soup.
With the bread.
Look at these. This is a giveaway, y'all. What's the giveaway question, Andrew? I don't know what y'all talked about today to bring it to do the callbacks.
I don't know. What's the name of the artist who just passed away of the beat I just showed?
There you go. Anybody? Anybody? Anybody?
You can do a first name.
We just got some Trader Joe's mushroom soup to try, says Susan. Would be easy to make it vegan. Yes. It just started snowing by Lake Michigan, says Cheryl.
So it's coming.
It's a coming. And anybody want this? What was the question? Y'all, pay attention. The question is, we just showed you a bead from an artist that has passed away. What was this artist's name? That beautiful glass bead, that lamp work we showed you. Charlie says, I made mushroom soup from scratch tonight. I prefer it fresh too.
I don't make that with sherry. You know how? Because how often do I have cooking sherry?
Cooking sherry.
Hardly ever.
Hardly ever. Anna missed the name when we showed the bead. Anybody? Anybody? Nobody wants to give away. All right.
They may have not heard.
They may have not heard. You talk.
Let's come up with another question then.
Okay.
Who wrote The Art of Enameling?
Who wrote The Art of Enameling?
Published by Lark. That's another hard one.
I was gonna say, this is like, I don't even remember that one, and I should.
She lives in Italy part of the time.
Italy.
She just taught at Metalworks. She used to run the ECU program. Very famous. She's taught a couple times at Touchstone.
Okay. We're gonna be here all night.
She learned a lot of enameling by being the assistant studio coordinator in Penland. Boy, those are beads.
We're Andrew's trying to do a giveaway, given the hardest.
I'm like, what was my mother's maiden name? Anybody guess?
Nope.
Did it at the Google?
Nope.
All right.
Don't make them leave to go to Google. Tom Boylan. Ding, 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 Lennis.
Oh, good. You got it. He's like, winner.
Done. Moving on. Let's get this show on the road. I'm hungry. I had food around me all night tonight. They offered me food, and I had one little tiny, because they didn't bring a ton, and so I didn't want to eat all their food, because I could have eaten the whole thing, everything they brought, easily myself.
I don't like to eat when I'm around people.
I don't generally like to eat when I'm going to be teaching either, but they kind of they're like, eat. I'm like, okay. So I grabbed a little tiny piece. It was like the smallest piece I could of their little flatbread pizza they brought. And so that just like made my hunger actually activate. So I'm like, I've been dreaming of the stir fry since I left. Look at this, everybody.
That's vintage.
That's vintage. That's a vintage horse.
Unicorn.
It is a unicorn. Look at that.
What the hey?
What the hey? It's a unicorn, everybody. Jermaine says, I never know the answers to your questions. LOL. Jermaine, are you not paying attention when we talk?
No, we asked the hard
We
question.
do. That was a hard question. We barely said that artist's name. And nice to see you here, Jermaine, live tonight.
What's the number?
This is 17. RP17, only $8. Beautiful little unicorn glass crystal engraved pendant. Beautiful. Oh, it's probably supposed to be this way, huh? Yeah, that way.
Those are called intaglio.
Intaglio. Susan was distracted by Phil Cat.
What's Phil doing?
What is Phil getting up to these days?
He's trying to plot his escape again, I bet.
RP18. Look at this one. Y'all wanted that crystal bling during the Total Request Live. Here's some bling in check glass.
This check.
Check glass. Got that metallic bling. What's that metallic called?
Maybe.
No, I thought there was another name.
Aurora Borealis.
I know that part. AB. I thought when they put the metallic on, that was a process. There was a name.
Fuming.
Every time I say metallic, sometimes people correct me and they're like, it's actually this. I'm like, oh, okay. Never mind then.
Well, then
I was
what
right.
is it?
I don't know. I was right. I'm just going to say I was right because I knew all those things. This is a 10-inch strand, y'all.
New stannous chloride. Hey, I got stannous chloride in the.
I bet you do.
I just got it because I want to be like Tiffany, all right? I don't know how he died, so I better Google that real
I
quick.
know. 9 millimeters by 10 millimeters. Millimeters, RP18. Only one of these. I'm in a weird mood. Only one of these. I'm in a good mood, though. Available.
Well, that's good.
Look at that. Look at that. You got any of those grapes, that mystery fruit from earlier? That'd go good with that, I bet. Susan says he got into one of my AG boxes and ran off with Harry's ceramic angel. Boy,
What's he doing?
Phil Cat getting up to no good. He's going to get some blessings with that angel.
Him and Tallulah need to run away together.
I know. Okay.
They're like, what's that, Bonnie and Clyde?
You got 19 ready?
You know, Tallulah, she is real sweet in her heart. Bless her heart. But she just has a different way of showing things.
Cindy says, dang, that's a neat unicorn. Also, y'all got a slow cooker? I have some tried and true recipes, vegetarian included, from my ova pescatarian days. We do have a slow cooker.
Sure. Come on over.
Come on down.
Wait, Cindy?
That's
Basically,
Cindy.
my Instagram friends are my recipe friends. Me and Charlie, we send each other recipes.
You're going to start doing that with Cindy now, too?
Yes.
Yes. So this is old Japanese glass made in Japan. That's an old label, y'all. They're dusty. This is not, look, sorry, they're dusty. That's not scratches. This dust. That's how old they are.
What is that, RP?
That was 19. This is a whole 12-inch strand. Black. Do you know how hard sometimes it is to find black rounds?
You know, sometimes people, they just like, oh, it's just black rounds. But
I just had someone today in the store asking for black rounds in the class. And I was like, I don't know if I have any.
It's a cottage.
Huh?
It's at the cottage.
And that's what I had to say. I said that a lot tonight. It's at the cottage. It's at the cottage. But these are just a very nice. $8? There's a. Did you mess up?
No.
$8? I think he messed up. Size, Anna wants to know. They're a little big. These are like 11 and a half. 11 and a half millimeters. In between that 10 and 12. Almost 12. But these are nice. Just, you know, never know when you need a black round and you want it to be vintage or antique Japanese. Those are probably antique, actually. Um, 1920, everybody. Ooh, these are juicy.
If you want juicy, just wait.
Juicy, juicy. These are pretty dang juicy.
This is more of the most juice.
Oh. All right. Charlie says we can start an AG recipe club.
You know what? I've thought of that several times. When we used to do D-Stash, we used to do, like, we would post, like, cocktail recipes and use it.
I know.
We had our own little club.
RP19 has sold those Japanese beads. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
This is RP20. Look at this juiciness. This is a bright, vibrant orange. Vibrant. This is over 16 inches. Over a 16-inch strand of check glass. Table cut. 9 millimeters. 9 millimeters by about 5. Only $10. I'm telling you, we keep talking about how orange is hard to find sometimes. That bright, juicy orange like that. You get that reddy orange like carnelian, you see that pretty often, but this, you just don't see that very often. So there it is, in case you want it or have been lacking it in your life. RP20, $10. Cindy's into it. Cindy says, we'll definitely send and receive recipes at will.
Right.
I'm ironing fabric to sew an apron, says Charlie. Oh, now comes the juice, y'all.
Got the juice.
It's
not corn.
It's got the juice. It's also got the price. But this price is a dang good price. Whoo! Whoo! And we're dropping that price tonight for some pink sapphires.
I'm gonna go to Italy, bro.
Pink sapphires.
I started digging in my personal collection.
Pink sapphires. Somebody was asking for some rubies in Total Request Live, some rough rubies. These are the pink sapphires. So pink sapphires are
The same kind of
verging toward a ruby, but they still got that bluish tint to them. They still got a little bit of that blue, so they're not quite.
More red.
Rubies are more red pink. When you see that little bit of blue in there still, you got the pink sapphire. A little bit more, I think a little bit more rare. But look how pretty.
If these are rubies, they'd be more.
See, some people don't know what they're talking about, though. What? I think these are pretty. They should be more. 7 millimeters by 4.5. Just natural.
You know, they used to throw away white sapphires.
I believe it.
They said nobody wants this. Nobody wants the yellow ones. They only want blue.
Not true.
And you know, in the ruby markets, you know what they do.
Look at those little butts glowing.
What they do to trick people. So they only set up in the brightest part of the afternoon, and the tents are all red. So they said that's so you know that who's selling rubies.
Sure.
It's so that your color underneath the tent looks more juicy red. And I could have made that up, but I didn't.
No, it's true. It's what happens. And then they put on the bright lights.
There's no electricity. I'm talking outside.
Oh, the outside. Look at that. Look at their little butts glow. Like the little sapphire shine.
I'd say I want my little butt to glow, but
you want to light up? Like a lightning bug?
Like, what is that? The glow bugs?
A firefly? Oh, yeah, the glow bugs. Glowworms?
Glowworms.
The glowworms. I didn't have a glowworm.
I had it.
My cousins had a glowworm. I did not have one of those. Susan says, I'm vegetarian, not totally vegan, but I try to limit dairy. Lena says these are lickable. Don't eat the beads. If they're yours, you can lick them all you want. Anybody want to take them home and lick them? Charlie says, I want to eat the sapphires. Don't eat this. Don't eat the beads. But look how pretty those are. Look at them with your whole heart. You see what I did there? I made a heart shape.
Oh, look at him.
Anna says, I wish. You can do it, Anna. So we just had 19 people and then we dropped to 6.
6.
Yep. 6 people.
What happened?
I don't know.
What time is it?
It's the time of
The rapture?
the rapture. Is your screen? I feel like. Sorry, everybody.
My screen is perfect. Don't mess with my settings.
I'm not. I'm just cleaning your lens.
Oh, it's dirty.
He's like, yes, it is dirty.
Yeah, correct.
Correct. Look at these, y'all. Somebody said they were playing with rose quartz the other day for goodness.
I dropped the price significantly.
These are big. And these are bold and they are colorful.
I dropped the price.
So somebody said they wanted the good beads, the good juju beads.
What's that mean?
Good positive energy beads, since it was the doldrums lately.
Oh.
And so this is the rose quartz for all that goodness.
Supposed to make your heart happy.
Heart, yeah, it's good for your heart. I should be dousing myself in rose quartz.
It make you happy. Find contentment.
Look at this.
Open your heart
RP22. Andrew dropped the price from $28 a strand. These are big beads. I mean, they're not big. They're bigger. Some of them are bigger than others. But these are nice. And look at this. These aren't dyed. And they are showing up on camera as pink. So if you know they're showing up on camera as pink, then you know in person they are pink.
It's got the juice.
It's got the juice. And these strands are just about 16 inches. Student says, I'm wearing rose quartz since it's a calming and healing gemstone. I thought that was you that was talking about it.
Who said it?
Anna says, oh, she was about simple cut. No, these are, and then she said, these are more pebbles, but beautiful. They are. They're a big, nice, tumbled pebble shape-ish. Some of them. Some
are simple cuts. That would be more.
Yeah, they would.
But
you couldn't drop that price, not to there.
I would keep it.
RP22. RP22.
People think I'm a face to keep stuff.
Yeah. We only sell stuff because we got to make a living. Otherwise,
I would just buy.
Andrew would just buy and keep and buy and keep.
I would be so happy that I was like a museum acquisition person, because that's all they do. They just buy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's their job.
You got any more?
Find some interesting things and sell it.
RP23.
Is that right?
Yeah.
RP23.
Yep. This one is nice. This has got a little bit of that bling. Look at that. These are the black. You get those black rounds from Japan.
Jet.
Add these jet. Let's see, little star beads. Look at those.
Color, not the material.
Yeah. And this is, like I said earlier, you have to feed your kitties, so you sell stuff. Exactly. Mm-hmm. They got to eat, those kids.
And they're expensive.
They are expensive. Even when we don't get the high food, they're still expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that.
I told them that they're act right.
8-inch strand. Only one of these.
I won't get rid of them if they're disobedient, but I will.
8 millimeters by 10.
I'm gonna have it. I play with Sarah McLachlan and then show the face.
Charlie says, I also want to be a dragon and just hoard all the things.
Me too.
Who doesn't?
I'm working on it.
Dominion says, can you become a buyer more? I don't know if that would be even possible. We buy a lot of stuff. We got to keep buying so we can keep supplying. Now we're up to 18 people watching. 20 with those on Instagram. So see, the numbers lie, y'all. What number was that? 23, 24. We have RP24. Look at these. These are, talk about juicy amethyst. And these are nice. These are nice little 4.5 millimeter rounds in amethyst. Look how clear and stunningly beautiful those are. Need some little rounds? Got them right here. RP24, $16. 16-inch strand right there. Super pretty. Provided to you from Mother Earth via Allegory Gallery. RP25. Ooh, another beautiful gemstone strand.
Are they racing Marianne?
I don't know what's going on with Marianne. Marianne posted about snow, but that's been a while ago.
Oh.
What's happening to Marianne?
I don't know. I haven't seen her lately.
She hasn't come on the lives lately.
Maybe she don't like us anymore.
She hates us. She mad at us.
Oh,
Oh well. I don't think. It's probably just
What
not in
did
her
you do,
schedule.
Marianne?
I don't know. What did I do? Look at this beautiful labradorite.
Oh, wow.
Clear. Look how clear this labradorite is and how flashy it is. This is a $24 strand. Andrew took it down to 22, but we can't go any lower than that. Look at that flash. Look at that flash. For clear labradorite, that's flashing good. Like, look at the stones. They're clear, practically. How do they do that? Susan says, I think she took on more hours at work and has to get up really early.
Oh.
That would make sense. She has been sharing videos from YouTube. I checked on her timeline just to make sure all was okay from earlier in the day.
Well, that's good that she's getting more work because she said she wanted to work more.
Yeah. Look at these. These are superb. I'll just say it. These are superb little stones. 5 millimeters approximately. RP25. RP24 just sold. What was that? The amethyst. Thank you so much. That's a good deal. This is a great deal right here too. Look at that. Look at that. Look at those. Look at those glowy stones. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Disco dancing.
You did a mommy, daddy, baby sound.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. That.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. All right. All right, all right.
No, that's a stripper one.
Who says that?
Matthew McConaughey
Oh.
in the Magic Mike.
All right, all right.
Apparently, that's a thing. I think the military. I don't know. I just made that up.
Just making things up again, Andrew.
Sometimes I don't know if it's real or not. Sometimes I read stuff on the internet, and my cognitive dissonance says that it's not.
Is this
real.
carnelian?
That is.
Whew. That's like,
Juice.
this is almost too nice to be real carnelian.
It is very, very nice, isn't it?
It is very, very, and that's a super, very, very nice price.
Yeah, well.
Look at those faceted rounds, natural carnelian, beautiful. Well, not dyed. I don't know if they've been heat treated.
Sometimes they gently heat stuff to bring out the color.
Yeah. So, although that happens naturally in the earth too. 3 millimeters, approximately 3.2. They're all coming out 3.2, 3.1. So 3 millimeters, 2 strands. These are the 2 strands.
You have your phone.
I do.
Alright.
Do you need it? You need my phone? Oh, I was trying to find headlights. I went to Walmart today.
Did they have it?
They did, but there was no one to open. They have them behind locked cabinets. Here you go. Now, and there was no one to open the cabinets. So I'm gonna have to go tomorrow. I was gonna get.
I wanted it to be for when I'm driving in the ice and snow.
I was gonna go tomorrow morning because I gotta get pellets too.
Well, I have to go to Touchstone in the morning, maybe.
I thought you were going in the afternoon. You said.
No.
No. Yeah, I thought you said in the afternoon.
No.
Oh, Well, you'll be home before daylight is ending.
Yeah, but what if it's snowing? Then I have to drive through the snow with one headlight.
Yeah, fine.
Then if I
Just
die,
turn your high beams on like everyone else does.
then you
The high beams, both of them work. These both have sold. Sorry, I'm not paying attention, everybody. Both of these have sold. Thank you so much. Just turn on your high beams.
There you go. That's how it is for me.
Well, you can go to Walmart. You can go to Walmart.
I don't know how to change the headlight.
Neither do I in the dark in the rain. It took me 3 hours to change that the last time I had to do it.
What number?
28. 28, sir. Look at these garnets. Ooh. Garnets, I like garnets because it's a heavier strand. Garnets are a heavy stone. Anna says, I also have one headlight out, Andrew, and I'll go to work in dark and come home in dark. I'm with you.
Well, that's not good for either of us. Well, oh, wow.
Oh, well. Andrew just brought down the mood about 18,000%. There went my energy because I did wrong. Done now. Good night, everybody. RP 27, $22. Those garnets are luscious, says Susan. Aren't they, though? Thank you for changing the subject, Susan.
Somebody's energy is going to get realigned.
Realigned. 14-inch. How are the holes on the garnets?
They're small.
They look like that. Look. That's the hole. I don't know how to tell you that because I can't measure the string. The string's 0.2, so I don't know.
That's a small hole.
They are small holes. When they put this thread through, it's usually a pretty small hole.
No, the one that's really small is that stuff that looks like a hair.
But I bet you could at least get fine soft legs through there. You'd be okay with fine soft legs. I don't know about medium. And there's one on here you can see is a little bit popping out on that strand, just so you know. I like to be transparent here. Almost as transparent as these beautiful garnets.
I'm
not playing anybody. RP27, the garnets have sold. Thank you so much. Did I say 26? Both of those have sold. Thank you so much. Oh, you like garnets, everybody? How about some more? I want some s'mores.
Why even say it if you're not going to get it? I'm not going to eat that lemon cake now.
Hey, that's still my half. That was so good.
Wow.
I took it to the cottage and had it for breakfast.
Oh, wow. I'm going to go right now.
Look at these strands of garnets. You got work to do. You can't do that.
Until I puke. And then what?
You don't have enough to eat there until you puke.
I bet I could.
He says, I'll do it. I'll really do it. Anna says, oh, I want s'mores.
I made a cake last night.
He did make a good cake last night. He was making it, and I was passing out on the couch. And I knew it would take time to, 1, cook, and 2, cool down. So I couldn't stay up long enough to eat it. And thankfully, there was still half of it there this morning.
Wow.
Look at these garnets, everybody. They're purpley red. Look how beautiful these are. These are already done on the sterling silver chain. If you want to wear that as a necklace, it's only $40. That's the cheapest garnet necklace. You're going to $45 done on sterling silver. Beautiful, high quality garnets. Look at that color. It's so red, it's turning purple.
There's a name for that.
They look like pomegranates, says Anna. That they do. That they do.
The juice of the pomegranate.
Look at that. Look like a little pomegranate seed.
Do we watch this movie and they eat that pomegranate and then they're married.
Didn't they have yeah, that was the Dune, right?
The children.
Dune Prophecy. These are about 5.5. I don't know if they're slightly graduated. No, they're all about 5.5 on that strand. Sometimes the strands differ a little bit. Let's check. This is about a 6 millimeter on these ones, 5.5 to 6. And the size on this is the overall necklace size. Well, if you expand it to the full, it's 20 inches. If you just look at the stones, it's 18 inches. So anywhere between 18 and 20 inch necklace. Dominion's asking, is it a close necklace or dangling? 18 to 20 inches.
It depends on your neck.
Depends on your neck, but that's the size. So whatever that size is on you, that's what they are. There you go. RP28. That's the best deal you're going to get on these, because these are normally, he has at 50 down to 45. In the store, these generally sell for about $75 a strand in the store.
I want them to like me.
So that's a $30 discount today only. I ain't letting that deal go long. Maybe if you want to buy both of them, you'll get that deal again. Where's the next one, Andrew?
They're there.
29. Oh, there it is. There it is. Oh, look how cute these are.
Somebody asked for pine cones. This is kind of like 12 requests.
Kind of.
But not really.
So there you go. RP29. There's two of them. They are sterling silver, tiny pine cones. They're $14 each because they're sterling. You know those sterling prices. $14 each.
It's market value of that.
Look at how cute those are. So that's how big they are. They both fit on the penny together. Super dang cute. What a beautiful little charm that would be for the holidays. Don't you got the pine cones in the holidays with all the wreaths and all the garland?
Somebody wanted that. I can't remember who asked for pine cones though.
He delivered. Andrew delivered you pine cones.
Sterling silver.
Sterling silver, RP29, $14 each. RP30, in case those were too small for you, here are larger pine cones. This size, look at those. So these ones are approximately 8.3 by 13.2. Look at those. Oh, the other ones, I didn't give you the size on the other ones. Let me give you the size on the other ones. The smaller ones were 6.8 by 9.5. It says that on the paper. They really went exact on that paper, because that's exactly what they say in this paper too. So there you go. RP30. $19 each. 3 of them available. Sterling silver. Sterling silver, everybody. Not silver plated. Sterling silver.
Genuine.
Genuine. Sterling silver. All right, 31. What do we got for the fine folks out here tonight?
Wanted, Africans. Those are Mali wedding beads.
Mali wedding beads. Andrew pulled out the stash of Mali wedding beads. Check that out. RP31. Check those out. A whole variety of Mali wedding beads. These are pretty. I especially love these ones. These green and brown right there. Do those, where's our, How come there's never a black light anywhere we are when we need one? Those look like they would glow, but I don't know. All our black lights are gone.
Oh, here, give me the one polymer and I'll get it. I'm sure there's one in here.
What are we doing?
Give me the polymer.
Where? Oh, these ones?
The undone.
The undone. They've come undone.
I thought I saw one up here.
I thought there was one up here too, but I'm not seeing it right now. RP31, this has sold anyway, but we're going to take a look once Andrew goes downstairs and finds one of those.
Oh, here it is.
Oh. Da 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 da. Hit it with the black light. They do. Look at them. I knew they were going to glow. They just looked like they had that look. All right, everybody. That one is sold anyway, but you got 3 of those beautiful little beads. They glow with all their hearts. RP29. What was RP29? Those are the smaller pine cones. Those have sold. Thank you so much, both of them.
Thank you. Where are the bags? Do you have bags up here?
I have this size. I don't have the bigger bags. They're down on the by the computer on the chair.
Yeah, give me some stuff from over there then. And I can consolidate. You can give me the full bag.
Huh?
And then also these junk bags.
Here's an empty. Very valuable and empty plastic bag around this house.
And,
How sad is that? Oh, there's almost an empty. So valuable, so valuable.
we've got them at the cottage. There you go. There you go.
I was just looking at things. What do we got around here? RP32, y'all. This is just a nice strand of Botswana agate smalls.
And I gave a good price on that.
Yeah, you did. $4. That's a 10-inch strand. Those are 6 millimeters. Huh?
In my mind, that seems smaller.
10-inch strand. 6 millimeter. Smooth rounds. Botswana agate. Only $4. Might be the deal of the night. I don't know. Those pink sapphires. Probably the deal of the night. Maybe those garnets. Deal of the night. Got a lot of deals tonight. This has sold. Thank you so much. Not going to waste any more time if it's already sold. RP33. Ooh, look at this jasper. Didn't somebody want some nice jasper? Or is it, oh, is this picture jasper? That was specifically picture jasper. I don't know what kind of jasper this is, but it's got the good quality.
I don't remember. I think it might be.
Doesn't picture jasper have all those colors like the desert?
I
think so.
I'm trying to think if it's
Red Creek jasper, says Anna. Says Red Creek jasper, she believes.
It's got too many other colors though.
It's got the greens. You see those greens in there? It's got the greens.
Not picture jasper.
It says Red Creek jasper from China. Look at that one. Ooh, ooh, ooh. There's some nice ones on here. These ones are 8.5 millimeters. There's the holes. Smooth rondelles. And this is about 11 inches. And it says, My Red Creek has yellow, green, red, taupe, and brown.
Hmm.
I don't know.
What's Jasper?
It's Jasper.
And your phone froze.
My phone froze? What are you doing to it? It's working. It's fine.
Of course. Oh well.
All right. Ooh, boy, you priced this good. Andrew just giving out the deal, doling out the deals tonight. Look at that amethyst. Faceted rondelles.
What number is that?
That was 34. Check those out. That's some pretty stuff right there. Anybody got any shows coming up?
We have Handmade Arcade.
We do. Do you? We'll be at Handmade Arcade December 6th and 7th in Pittsburgh. If you're there, come find us.
I always try to make some cool stuff just for the show.
Yep. Stuff you're not going to see unless you're at the show. These are about 6.5 millimeter, 6 to 6.5 millimeter faceted rondelles in natural amethyst. And this is good color, right? That's a very good color. Got some cat hair on there too. Kitty glitter. RP34. And that has sold. Thank you so much. Only $18. That's a good deal. That's like a $30 strand. Look at these little garnets. These are just happy little garnets.
What is that? RP.
This is RP35. Tiny little, happy little garnets. Look how micro. 12 bucks. These are like way more than $12 normally. 2 millimeter, almost exactly 2. Some are 2.1, but 2 millimeter tiny garnets for $12 a strand, everybody. Only 2 strands left. We'll probably never see them at this price again.
I got those on Tucson when it was nobody went.
Beautiful
so
quality. Very good. You can see the string practically through the center of those. That's how clear and beautiful they are.
We bought that by the Hank, so that's all that's left.
All that's left. You're getting the last ones at 12 bucks. Let me see how long these are. I'm guessing they're about 14 inches. These are normally around 14 inches. Let's see. Am I right? These ones are about 13 inches. 13 inches. RP35. 2 of them available. $12 each. Garnets.
It's a garnet knight.
It is a garnet knight. Who doesn't love a garnet knight? I sure do. What number was that? That was 35. Is that what I said? I gotta make sure I got the right number coming up. Yes, that was 35. I'll just look on Instagram replay. It's like the replay. Ooh, serpentine. This is the real serpentine. Not when you just say it's the serpentine when they don't know what it is. Sandra says, hi, y'all. You just coming in here?
She was there earlier.
Oh, okay. I was going to say.
Don't be mean to
I've been emailing Sandra today.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Sandra says, I can't believe you're still live. That's because he put me up here now.
Yeah, because we were hanging out for 2 hours just designing stuff.
One of the RP35s, one of those garnet strands is sold. This is the mini serpentine. Now, you know, serpentine might get a bad rap because they just call everything serpentine when they don't know what it is. But it is a pretty dang nice stone. Look at that. These are, I think, 2 millimeters, maybe 2.5. These are These are about 2.5 millimeters, a little bit bigger. They look gargantuan compared to those garnets I just had, but the difference between 2 and 2.5 is quite a bit. But look at those. Look how nice. Look how they even got a flash on them from that faceting. I don't know if you can see that on the camera. Sometimes flash doesn't come through in the camera as well, but they are there. You can do it when I get too close, you don't see it. You can bring it a little further away and you can see them flashing down there. $10 a strand. We've got 14 strands. Most of the whole hank's left here. Andrew may have used a few.
Don't worry about it.
But this is about another 13-inch strand. And there you go. Look how pretty. Who thinks that's pretty? Tell me in the comments. Tell it how pretty it is.
Here's a pretty little baby.
Give it some emotional support here.
Oh, no.
Sandra says very pretty. See? Susan says very pretty. See, little stone? We've sold one of them. Thank you so much.
Hey, look, you're not homely.
You're not a homely stone. You're not just any green. You're serpentine.
Now he's gonna make the homeliest stone.
The homeliest stone. No, it wouldn't be serpentine.
Not you. But Unakite.
But Unakite, you got you gotta watch. You're getting awfully dang close.
Bless your heart.
Ooh, what is this? Is this carnelian? What is that?
It's
Orange agate?
Dyed for your fun stone.
Yeah, it is dyed. Dyed orange agate carnelian-ish thing, but beautiful.
It's the agate that they threw in the fire. And they juiced it up.
So you think it's dyed or just fired?
Both.
Both. That's what I think. But it's only $8, and I love this cut.
I don't know. Well, maybe.
Maybe what?
I was thinking if it's dyed and heat treated.
Maybe just heat treated.
Because the white is pretty white.
Yeah, usually if they would dye it, then yeah, you're right. That would be more. There wouldn't be much of a white.
The white, it's more color.
Most like those striations would be kind of blurred out.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it's just heat treated. That's a dang good one for that.
It's not expensive strand.
No, 16-inch strand approximately.
But I think they're fun.
They are fun. I would use those. I would use those in my bracelets, in my amber and carnelian bracelets. No questions about it. For $8 for that strand? Heck yeah.
Laura watching tonight?
Who?
Lola.
Oh,
Lola.
I have not seen her pop up.
I get concerned when I don't see people.
Well, it's only been one day. Good for earrings, says Sandra. You better believe it'd be good for earrings. It'd be bright, shiny earrings. Bright in the doldrums of winter. Can you imagine how beautiful it would be to see those bright orange earrings in the middle of winter? Somebody so dark and wintry and white outside, and then you burst of color. Anyway, there's another burst of color right here. This is probably my favorite strand. We've shown it to you before. The price keeps coming down. At some point, we're going to stop it if it doesn't sell, and I'm just going to take it from myself. This is a 16-inch strand of vintage check glass. 16 inches. We had it down to 16 already before, and that was down from, I think, 24, and now it's 14. So, you know, y'all, you don't like it? You're just waiting for us to bring it down even more? What's going on? I know, it's kind of like that green color that not everybody likes.
I think it's more yellow.
You think it's yellow?
Yeah.
I think it's green. I guess I could see how you could see it as yellow. What color is it, everybody? It's that dress. It's that dress. Is it yellow or is it green?
It's yellow with a silver lining.
37 that Carnelian has sold. Thank you so much. 38. Is it green or yellow, everybody? What do you think? What's your screen telling you it is? Dominion's asking if you know where I can find Ligonier Diamond Gazebo jewelry.
Somewhere else.
Yeah. John Clark Goldsmiths usually has gazebo stuff, and they do a good job with it. It is not inexpensive necessarily, but they do a very good job with it. Sandra's saying it's green. Susan says green with yellow undertones. Anna says, was there some of those in the Halloween mix? In the luxury bead blend?
Maybe.
There might have been. I don't remember. I don't have it here to look at. Anna says it's green. Lemon, says Maybelline. Lemon? Lemon lime. Lemon lime. I'll give you lemon lime. I wasn't going to give you lemon. Sorry.
How come you're swaying?
I'm swaying. Swaying the vote. Jury tampering. All right. There's just one strand of that, and soon it's not going to be left because William's going to take it and make something with it. I love that color. That go good with my eyes. All right. Next to last one. RP 39. Who wants some hematite? You didn't know you were asking for hematite.
Real hematite.
This is real stuff, y'all. Not that fake stuff. These are hematite faceted rounds coming at you at 6 millimeters. Take a look at those buttes. Ooh, those are good. Nice and cold stone too, right there. We got 20 people watching, 20 people or more on Instagram. Who knows? Thank you all so much for tuning in. If you are tuning in, hit that like button. If you're on YouTube, hit that thumbs up. As I was saying earlier, in case some of y'all missed that, I was reviewing some of our videos and some only got 1 or 2 or 3 thumbs ups. And I know we have more than that watching on YouTube. Let them know you like us. If you do, don't lie about it, but we hope you like us. We hope you like hanging out, and we hope you hit that thumbs up button. As we learned earlier, if you're in the app and the live chat window is up, you got to close that to hit the like button. And while you're there, check and make sure you're subscribed. We like to see subscribers out there. This is RP39, 6 millimeter, faceted round, true hematite, coming at you. This is a 15-inch strand. RP 39. 14 bucks. What do we got last for them all, Andrew?
I spilled it, so I'm picking it up real quick.
Oh. So did you see this little wreath Andrew made earlier today? Did you watch the tutorial? Andrew did a tutorial earlier. If you missed it, check that out. Isn't that cool? Look at that. Freeform wire wrap wreath.
Supposed to go with other stuff, so it's not. It wasn't just that for 2 hours.
It was not just that for 2 hours. He made necklace things.
I didn't actually make the necklace, though.
He just designed the necklace with you all, and then he showed you polymer that he's been making. Did you see his polymer creations?
We got the first couple of them are for sale.
The first couple of them. Should I review those? Maybe I'll review those. Let's review for those of you who may missed it.
Not many people saw them. I don't think.
So this is RP1. This is the dragon. We had a lot of people asking for a dragon in the Total Request Live. Look at that. RP1. And these are only $8. We have raised the price on Andrew's to 10 on his polymer pieces after 13 years or more, actually more. of them being $8 a piece. This year we're going up to 10. Prices increase, but he's still giving you the best friend $8 price on these. This is RP1. There were 6 of them available. I know some of them have sold, but they've not sold out. So if you would like to grab any of those, I think there are still 5 of these actually available. All right, that's RP1. RP2. Ooh, what? How many of these sold? Only one of these sold? This is like the coolest one ever. Look at the Deathhead Hawkmoth. RP2. It's green. It's got that silvery skull. Look at that luscious emerald green color. Look at that. It's like reflective. You did a good job on that. RP2, only $8. You got those little stars and wispies around there.
Can you get your calculator out?
I can. There you go. RP2. There are 5 of those still available. What? What's going on? RP3. None of the RP3 is sold? What? Look at that. Look at that. That's got the dragon wings, the pointy tail. Is that a griffin or a dragon?
Non-specific.
Non-specific. Can't griffins look like that, I think, too? Kind of. But that's pretty cool. It's got the bronzy. It's got bronzed up. RP3. And this one, they're about 1.25 inches. About 1.25 inches. RP3. 6 of them still available. Now we sold another RP. We sold one of the RP4s. This is wonderful for the winter time. The little stars blowing around. Look at that. Stars. Looks like stars and flowers. I see stars and flowers blowing around. And it's a beautiful kind of golden red, reddy brown. It's like poinsettia colors. Beautiful. I like that. I'm just sorry, I'm not talking as much because I'm like staring at it. Good, good, good colors. RP4. 1 of those have sold, so we got 5 of those available. RP5. Ooh, the leaf. That's a good leaf. Look at that. RP5. We've sold 3 of these, so there are 3 of these still available only. That's a dang good leaf. What do y'all think of the pendants?
Do you have a triangle up there?
I
have one.
Okay, good, because I usually don't. RP5. RP6. We sold RP6. Only 1?
We had a pretty slow start to the selling.
RP6. Sandra says the leaf is cute. It would go with the serpentine. I know a lot of these would go with these tonight. I can see some of those garnets going with some of these redder ones. Look at it. This could go with the garnets. This would be beautiful with that. This little flower. Is that a hellebore?
non-specific.
Non-specific flower. It's pretty.
I taught a demo, or in a class, or I taught a class, and that was my demo.
That's a good demo piece.
I know, I liked it. I was like, cool.
So I'm
Oh,
keeping
that's
that one. So that's RP6. There are 5 of those still available, unless anybody claimed any just now. And RP7, the last of the polymer clay available tonight. Ooh, that one. That's a little wintry wonderland one. With all those little boughs. Is that what they're called?
Uh-huh.
Boughs. Floating around.
Piccola.
Huh?
Serafina Piccola.
Floating around with the snow.
That's how the witches fly in that book.
Mm,
They get a twig from the spruce and then they fly on it.
nice. RP7. And we've sold 1 of those, so we have 5 of those still available.
I think I may have made more of those.
Maybe more.
But I know I have at least 6.
And so that's the one I got. Thank you so much. I'll be putting those in the Facebook page at some point. And then what are these?
S-word.
S-word. Last one tonight.
A thing without having S-word.
So there are 72 crystals per bag. We've got 2, half a gross, 2 bags available. This is an exceptionally good deal, y'all. I was just looking these up for somebody in the store today, and they started about $9.50, $9 to $9.50 for a bag of 36. For half this many, it's $9. So Andrew is giving you a good deal. These I think are 4mm. These are 4mm bicones in this amber color. And I hear somebody talking out there. RP40. We just sold an RP7. Thank you so much. And an RP6 pendant. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
And this is an RP40. 2 of them available. 72 crystals per bag. $7 a bag. Like root beer, says Susan. You better believe it. That's a good root beer. S-word crystals.
I want a root beer float.
4mm. I was thinking that too. 4mm bicones. And that, my friends, is that for tonight.
I think you should get us some sweets, William.
Oh.
I've been craving it.
You made cake.
I might eat that all by myself then.
We just sold 1 of these. Thank you so much. Let me flip this camera around and you can see my face instead of Andrew's face now.
Wouldn't that be cool if we could morph the faces?
Morph the faces? What does that even mean?
Change one face and turn it into another one. Remember that entry of Roseanne, when her face changes throughout all the seasons?
Oh, yeah. One of my friends does that every year. At I think either New Year's or the last day of the year, he takes a picture of himself every single day of the year and makes a montage of it, a video.
One of my friends there, they went to NYU for a photography program, and that was one of their projects, is to take a self-portrait every day.
Every day. This person just does it because
she didn't do her work, and so she was so like bummed out because she'd fail her class because you have to do it every day.
Mm-hmm.
So I helped her cheat. So we took a wig that looked like her hair, and then we cut it a little bit, like trimmed it and like styled it different.
Put her in different places.
It was mostly the same background.
Oh.
But so then we reversed the order so it looked like her hair was getting longer.
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do, I guess, right?
She had a hard time. so it's all right.
It's all right.
And her teacher wasn't helping her out, so
Mm,
you know, sometimes life happens, and this more you can't, you know.
sometimes life's more important than that grade.
But we didn't,
Or
you
struggling,
know,
worrying
she
about
still
that
didn't
grade.
want to fail her class because
No.
you have to pay for that, so it's not, you know.
It's true. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. It was great to hang out with you all for a little bit again today. It's almost been 4 hours we've been going.
So you should have
Crazy.
been to a request.
Yeah, it's
But
longer
no,
than some of the total
because
requests.
if we
You did do a project, though. That was a full video on its own.
that's 2 hours.
Yeah. So thank you all for hanging out with us this
Some
long.
of y'all just hang out the whole time.
We like it. I like that. Have a great evening, everyone. We'll be back here maybe tomorrow, depending on what we're doing in Johnstown. If we go up to the art opening, depending on what the roads are like, whether we do a live from up there or a live from here or whatever's going on. But stay tuned, and thank you so much for hanging out. Have an amazing evening, and we'll see you probably in some way tomorrow. Bye, everybody.
See ya.